You thought the major started 2 days ago? Nah, it only starts today. We only just got all our teams here. Sent 4 teams home out of the wildcards. We got the 2 best ones remaining. That's all that was needed. And today we are starting with the actual Animajor here live from Ukraine, Kyiv. We are with the group stages. That's right. 2 teams are still going to get eliminated though, and there's going to be a whole road. And of course, every single team is playing for, yes, the money. More importantly, DPC points. And if you're curious about how everything works like that, we got you covered. Take a look.
Oh, hey, Dota viewers. This is Animajor. On the grandest stage of them all, we have the best teams from each region competing for fun, glory, and a solid batch of DPC points. But what is DPC? Dota Pro Circuit is a series of leagues and tournaments that can simply be called the Road to the International. First of all, we got 6 regional DPC leagues. Each league is divided into 2 divisions. Teams from the lower division are trying to climb their way to the upper division, while teams from the upper division are going through weeks of matches to advance to the major. 3rd and 4th places from the following regional leagues, China, Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, will compete in round-robin best of 2 for the last 2 slots in the major group stage. That's what we call a wildcard. Top 2 teams from each region go to the group stage, where they're going to brawl in round-robin best-of-2 format to advance to the playoffs. Top 1 team from each region comes directly to the playoffs of the major. They will have to fight in a double elimination bracket in a best-of-3 format to get to the grand finals. The stage will be set for the best 2 teams to clash and their skills to be tested in a BO5 series. At the very end of the circuit, top 12 teams ranked by the DPC points will be directly invited to the International.
The start of the group stages here for the Animajor. Yesterday we had wildcards ending and Vici Gaming and Team Nigma made it through, and Team Nigma actually with the wildest road, true anime protagonist. And I just noticed, I don't know why I didn't notice it before, look at the color scheme everywhere. And then you saw also in the video, it's all pretty purplish and bluish, almost. Planned? Scripted? No?
Scripted? All the way?
The road is set. If they would win this, that would be quite the story indeed. But I want to talk about all the teams that I've just joined, because in the group stage, we get all second best teams from the region joining us. You know, wildcards were basically the runs to the litter, basically from every region. And then we get group stage, second place team. Every region gets 1 team in the group stage. And that's where we are right now, AY. And AY and T are joining me as well, which is awesome.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Can I get something out of the way right away?
Go for it.
I want to know which 2 teams you guys got at the bottom.
Oof.
At the bottom.
At the bottom.
All right, how about
2 teams are getting eliminated.
We'll go 1 each. So
Okay.
I'll name a team and then you name a team.
You first?
I'll go first.
Are you gonna say the exact same thing, or do you have to say a
No,
different
no, he's
team?
gonna go first. I'll say a different team.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
I want
okay.
to punch it.
I'll make it
Okay,
hard.
okay.
We can't both double down on like, But anyway, I'll go with Team Spirit. Even though they are an exciting team when we're watching them and covering them in Eastern Europe, able to kind of muscle up against the previous kind of titans of the region, their online performance in other tournaments building up to this major, they've been dropping games to teams like Windstrike, to Viking. And that alone, it worries me when you're trying to come to a major to get to, let's say, like a top 6 position. It doesn't really correlate. So I'm worried that their flair of group stage isn't going to really carry through.
And for myself, I mean, the Wildcard has shown us that there are no free games in this tournament. Like the best team was 7-3, the worst team was 3-7. It was incredibly close. But I think I think TNC, like out of the teams, they might look the weakest. I'm not sure because like C has the most different meta from any region, I'd say. And
It's a volatile region.
it's super volatile. So either they like do super well or they bomb out, and I'm not too sure. I feel like Execration, like while they look good, they didn't look like the region's meta was propelling them forward. They just looked like they were making really good plays.
Yeah. Okay. I get where you're coming from. And then in terms of top of the groups, I also would like, one team from each of you. AUI, you want to go first for this one? Best
Evo
team
Geniuses.
other than EG, please.
Well,
I feel like because you are from the NA region, sure you can have some bias, but you gotta build on it a little bit. You can say EG if you give me a good argument as to why, not just because NA.
Evo Geniuses because they're better than everyone. But if I couldn't pick EG, I'd pick Team Liquid because they have an NA player, which makes them better.
That was my answer. I was going to say Liquid because, of course, they have NA, and NA clearly is, the best region in the world.
That's true.
I think you guys are forgetting something very, very important. If the previous major is anything to go by, we know that last major, Wildcards, the 3 teams coming out, sure, Team Liquid was 3rd, but then it was PGS.LGD and Vici Gaming making it out of the Wildcards. Guess what they did right afterwards? They made it into the upper bracket, also in the top there for the group stage. The Chinese region has been the best region this year. Why are you both not saying a Chinese team?
No, China's better than NA.
Yeah, China is like the best.
Okay.
And
overall.
But the thing is, right, if we said China, ooh, you said China, congratulate, we're trying to assist in getting some new
But
victors.
EG is the best team.
And Liquid is the best,
I mean, EG's not even the best team in NA, but they're the best.
They're not. They're second best. That's why they're in the group stages, which is actually, we're going to talk about EG, of course, a lot more because that's our first series coming up. I first want to show you guys the standings just to get a bit of a grasp about all the 8 teams playing here in this group stage. I know there's no games played just yet other than the wildcard groups, and we will remove those scores. Otherwise, they are going to be on top the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really.
We're going to have to remake this one.
Yeah. Let's remake the whole wildcard stages just to give everybody a good shot. But yeah, these are the 8 teams. We got 8 teams. We're going to basically do the exact same thing as we did in the wildcards, which is 2-game series between every team. I believe we're going to take about 3 days, maybe 4 to do that. And it's going to be very exciting to see how this is going to go. I feel like last major, it was done in 2 days, right? 2 days of group stages. There were 4 series going on at the same time. 3. There were 3 series going on.
Crazy for sure.
Yeah,
Played like 30
so much
games
Dota,
in 3 days.
Yeah, and there also that major, there wasn't that much play time for the teams beforehand. So hopefully this time around, we're going to see everybody being maybe a little bit more defined. The group stage, maybe a bit more defined AY. Like,
for sure.
It has to be, right?
Especially like a bit more reactive. I think last major, when you're banging out that many games in a row, you're sort of just, you go in, you have like your style you practice for the major, and you pretty much just hope that was the right one.
Yeah.
If you have a bit more time like this one, you can sort of be proactive. You can adjust. You can say, oh, specifically versus these guys, we want to run a sort of strategy. It should lead to better Dota.
Better Dota then as well, right? Because you could also say, well, that means that the teams that are normally better at adapting will get further ahead, meaning we get more stomps T.
Yeah, but that's like the interesting thing. Like, even though we just mentioned, like, who do you think the bottom 2 are, the top 2 are, realistically, the difference between the bottom 2 and that kind of next iteration will be like 1 game, like 1 draw, 1 loss. I don't feel like any of these teams are going to completely bomb out and go like 0-6, 0-7, like we saw in the previous major. Like, this group stage will be so close. And like all of these teams, they could easily have that type of run where they all deserve to be top 2 because they have the individual skills. Just, do they have the ability to understand why they maybe are failing day one to recover, because they have plenty of time to do it.
Yeah, I thought it was very crazy in the wildcards that every team had so many ties.
It was crazy. Like it's a 4-game difference between the top and the bottom.
Yeah, that's mad.
That's honestly unheard of, especially for a wild card where you'd expect variance to be higher, and we're just getting better and better teams as seen as the DPC seasons.
I need to ask the hard-hitting question.
Uh-oh.
Do you feel if NA had a wildcard slot, would they equally been able to muscle up draws? Asking the NA expert.
I mean, draws. I thought you were going to say if they would win the whole thing. That's why I thought it was cool.
No, of course. Like, yeah, they'd have dumpstered it. But do you feel like they had the same performance if NA, for example, had a wildcard slot?
I think just the wildcards, the format coming in where you don't have any international matches is very favorable for 1-1 splits in best of 2s.
True.
Just because there's a lot, like if you have a lot of unknown variables, that actually generally favors the weaker team.
Yep.
And even like best of 2s, like if you flip a coin, like your chance of getting heads and tails is 50%, whereas 2 heads and 2 tails is only 25.
And it could easily, you could say like, okay, one game, one team has first pick, the other game, the other team has first pick, and that could potentially be the deciding factor, and that's why it's tied.
Yeah, jokes aside though, it would be great to see all regions having a wildcard slot, because like the wildcard is like our equivalent of a minor, and it is great to see like the tier 2 scene of every region should have its exposure, because like when we speak about like NA being a strong region, we're running off of like EG's single major performance, right? Like it'd be great to have all tiers having their showing.
I'm getting a little off topic here, but would you then rather have EU and China remove one of their wildcard slots and give that to the regions that don't have one, or would you add 8 teams in total to the wildcards? Have 8 teams in total?
I think they should add 2 teams.
I think you add more.
You add more, you don't remove or replace any.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like, despite how mean on EU is right now, because they just bombed out of the last major.
And it never happened.
Absolutely bombed out of the last major.
So it's very
like,
unique.
They have really strong players and teams and a really robust scene to back them up. Like they should have 4 slots. It's just not getting to prove yourself as another team in NA and SA. I think it's relatively rough, because just these majors have shown us like
Thunder Predator are staying at home, right? Like realistically, they should be here.
They're
right?
a good team.
They're
like,
good.
These teams, like. They're good teams. You don't know how strong they are until they get a chance to prove themselves.
True. And we do have 8 teams ready to prove themselves right now in these group stages. And we're going to start talking about our first upcoming series. Again, by the way, there's 2 streams going on at the same time, so make sure you check out the Dire stream of We Play, where I believe their series is. I know this. On the other stream, I've written it down. They have Team Liquid versus BeastCoast, but this is the schedule for our stream. We are going to end with TNC Vici and Vici Liquid. BeastCoast PSG.LGD, but for now, we are focusing our attention on our first series of the day. We got TNC Predator taking on Evil Geniuses. And, well, if it's up to AOI, that's going to be a fast 2-0.
Up to me?
Yeah? If you were to predict
it's just inevitability. I don't know, actually. I think there's a pretty high chance that TNC take a game.
Yeah.
Like, with no data coming in, and, like, they know who's in the group stage. Like, they won't have scrimmed each other at all. Like 1-1s are likely in this situation. I do think EG, I would say they're the better team on paper.
Yes, they are.
But they're also like we saw in the last grand final, they're just mentally weak. You know, something might happen. They might.
That's
snap.
true. That is true. EG, of course, the runner-up of the previous major, and yeah, a lot of people will be saying they lost that one not because they don't have the skill, because they definitely do have everything it takes to win. The mental fortitude maybe not really there, and I think one of the things I want to talk about for this this series is the difference. In terms of EG, for previous major and last major, or previous major and this one, last time they just got seeded into playoffs directly. This time they got to go through the ringer here in the group stage, which is an absolute marathon and very different from what they played, T.
Yeah, I guess the question is, are they going to pull like a Secret, where Secret's wildcard performance, every single opener had a different little bit of flair and something else. And I only say that because EG's last game, trying to fight for #1 in their region, they were playing like a Legion Commander 5, right? It was very reactive to like a bat or something, but it's the fact that they went a little bit kind of left field in the final game, which arguably should be the most important if they want to be like the best of the region. So coming into this group stage, are they going to come in with like 110%, knowing that they already have TI in the bag? Is it going to be more of like a Secret style of let's just play this, play what we're going to have fun. If we get deep into the tournament, great, but is there going to be that burning desire to try and claim the #1 spot?
To win, yeah. And they
you don't
haven't
jinx it, right? You don't want to win this tournament, then, you know?
Has any team ever won the last tournament, last major before TI that actually won TI? Don't think so.
I think maybe Wings.
Maybe Wings, but that wasn't a major. That was more like an. I think
they got like last at the 2 majors before.
Yeah.
Like in the random tournament.
Yeah.
There it is. You heard it here first. We confirmed EG going to bomb out so hard they're going to get last in the hope to get TI placement in #1 spot.
There you
they
go.
Might.
Yeah.
Honestly, the EG, like these Dota teams, they're actually pretty superstitious. Like they will legitimately think, because this happened to me before, every morning I need to use a special soap. Do my hair properly. That's
hey, we know about Lanham's victory sweater, you know.
Yeah, no,
you got the lucky shorts somewhere from Matthew.
General,
Do you have anything lucky?
Builds up.
Do you have anything like superstitious or like something that you have?
I'm not stupid.
Well, you brought your body pillow.
He's no longer
Yeah.
playing. He's on the panel now, T.
No, but for real, like when I was playing, I would actually have the same routine. Like I didn't believe in anything, but I would try to keep things the same.
Yeah.
You know, like wake up, do things the same.
You don't
order.
want anything messing up your flow.
Yeah, you want to be focused on something. You don't want to have to think about anything, so you try to develop a routine as soon as possible.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. On the other side, TNC, we can't really compare the previous major to them right here because they weren't there. They were actually just left out of the previous major, and because of that, they made some roster changes, and it worked because here they are in the group stages of this major. They did have to play tiebreakers, but they had to play tiebreakers up, as in they lost to T1, so they had the same score as T1, the team that made it into the playoffs straight away. Unfortunately for TNC, they lost that one, therefore they're in groups, but definitely the top 2 team right now in Southeast Asia. But it's a battlefield in Southeast Asia, T.
Yeah, I'm just worried for the region. Simply because the volatility of like major presence, right? Like they're the region with the biggest shift of teams at this major. Of course, Fnatic bombed out. You then have, what is it instead? You have Execration TNC coming for this major. That's Fnatic and Neon in the previous. Like 2 team change. And then you think about the actual group stage, you've got T1 up #1. They want a tiebreaker to get there with TNC. Like, I can't really take a read on like, is the region strong, or are they just all just kind of swapping power dynamics? Like, there's not like a Virtus Pro, there's not some alliance or.
But is that because we saw OB Neon last major? They were a surprise team coming out, right? Yep. They made a deep run. Nobody was really expecting that from them because they were a lot of new players or new squad basically, and they did really well. They surprised everyone. Is that going to be the same this time anyway? Because this time, there's actually been a lot of time for them to practice as well with the rest. So maybe that element of surprise is not there as much as OB Neon.
I mean, I will say, I know I predicted TNC to get knocked out, but I think C has consistently been one of the more underrated regions.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be honest, like as an NA player, we've probably been overrated at times because we're not that good. But C in particular,
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
The thing I think for the Southeast Asian players, for all of them, is that the individual skill is top tier. Like that is super high, right? And that's amazing. But
Evil
you also
geniuses
need
turn to
that
ban.
voice to bring it together. And I think that's maybe what they're kind.
Team ban.
No.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Hello, mic check. Mic check.
Mic check. Okay lang po ba?
5 seconds
Ayan.
remaining.
Hello guys. Good evening.
Dire
Or good
team.
morning sa akin.
Good evening, everyone.
Good morning sa akin. Good evening, everyone. Lahat na sa Pinas. Welcome to our day 3 ng ating DPC Major sa Ukraine. Major. Ayan. Actually, hello.
10 seconds
this is
remaining.
first series, Evil Geniuses versus TNC Predator. Casted will be yours truly, Jam Lionheart, and of course, si Kanashi.
G. Kanashi.
Yan. Nagkamali ako ng pangalan. Hello? Hello? Hi? How are you? Kanashi? Kamusta?
I'm good po. How are you?
Ayan. Medyo madilim ata dyan Ano bang, ayaw pa kitang background mo
Siyempre naman po.
Anyway, ayan. I'm sure sawa na kayo sa pagmumukha ng mga lalaki nating caster. So, mabugoy natin ng onte, no? Yung ating, atmosphere sa pagka-cast. Ayan, so, good evening. First series. 4 na series to. G, no? 4 na series to tonight.
10 seconds remaining.
This is the first day of the group stage na.
Dire
Okay,
team
group stage
down.
ito guys. Tapos na tayo sa wildcard, which is nanalo. Ang pumasok na teams are Team Nigma and Vici Gaming. Yung Team Nigma, umabot pa sila ng tawag dito, tiebreaker against IG.
10 seconds
Yan.
remaining.
Ang tagal lang laban kahapon. So, hindi namin natapos ni Boss
5
JP
seconds
kasi
remaining.
may trabaho na ako. Tapos nagkaroon ng issue yung game 2
Team
ng
ban.
technical difficulties yung game 2 ng Secret saka Nigma. Na tumagal na, di ko alam gano'ng katagal kasi naghintay kami ng 20 minutes pero wala pa rin, di pa nagsisimula yung laban. So sabi ko, may trabaho na ako, kailangan ko na malis. Hindi na namin natapos.
10 seconds
Hopefully,
remaining.
Hindi, walang mangyaring issue
5
ngayon.
seconds remaining.
Tuloy-tuloy lang.
Hopefully nga po.
Yan, shoutout po na yung mga nanonood sa atin ngayon, mga viewers. Ayan. O, diba? Meron ka na agad shoutout to po kay
5
Kanashi.
viewers, may 5 viewers tayo. Hello po. Hello.
Pa-shoutout to po kay Kanashi, sabi ni Clevert. Ay, love is in the air.
10 seconds
Shoutout po kasi sa'yo, kuya. Ano?
5 seconds remaining.
Ayan. Ba't ka nun ibang streamer? Maganda. Ay, grabe naman. O, di naman nakakaroon ka na ganang fan.
Radiant team ban.
Again guys, sa mga nanonood dyan, share the stream. Share the stream guys. Ayan. Make sure must be on public pa, basta ang inyong share badge. Ikaw, ikaw, kayo nakakampi dito? I mean, in terms of team, wala pa tayo sa drafting.
10 seconds remaining.
Sa'yo, para sa'yo, sino mas gusto mo?
5 seconds remaining.
Siguro, ay wala pa sa team?
Lalo si teams,
Or team
teams.
na? Oo.
Dire team ban.
Sa dito ngayon, sa laro ngayon.
Oo.
Siguro, EG, ganon.
Sa EG ka? Ayan. Sa mga gusto, FYI lang po, ako po pala yung 6 member ng EG. Ayan. Ito po pala, Ayan. Suot ko po ang aking jersey ng EG. Ayan. Tumalaro po ako ngayon. Hindi naman halata, kung sino, kung saan ako boto dito. I mean...
Support natin si Kuya Jam. Ayan, 6 member ng EG, Evil Geniuses.
5 seconds remaining.
Pinag-isipan pa nila kung lalaro si Abed kasi may sakit ata. So, baka ako yung ipalit. May joke lang. Joke lang. Ay, Abed, kapal na mukha ako, mapapakita ko kayo na Mipo Abed, na joke lang. Anyway, ayan. Drafting na tayo. So, 3 picks dito na kinuha ng TNC is Lion, Bristleback, at Earth Spirit. While on the other side, EG, they have Asian Apparition, Templar Assassin agad. I think this is Abed, Abed TA. Then, Snapfire. Ang bilis ang pick nila, Ang bilis, Mars for the EG and Darkseer for TNC Predator. Yan.
Shoutout sa'yo, Chanda. Thank you for recruiting me.
Ayan.
Love you po. Love you.
Ay, sana all love.
10 seconds remaining.
Siyempre na naman.
Ayan. Ayun,
5 seconds
Nimo,
remaining.
piling ko sa EG, TA na to ni Abed Feeling ko talaga I mean, magaling siya mag-Abed. Ang kulang na lang dito is para kay RTC yung hero niya. While on the other side, TNC Teka. Ano to? Bristleback Gabi. Kung di ako nakakamali. Bristleback Gabi to. Then, so kulang nila mid. Kung di ako nagkakamali. Yan. So, tingnan natin yung mga banning paste nila. So, sa side ng EG, they ban, Nyx Assassin. Grabe puro respect ban tong Nyx Assassin na. Siguro dahil sa...
Kaya nga eh.
Siguro dahil sa, dahil sa update. No? Maybe. Dahil doon. Then also, Broodmother.
Radiant team ban.
Sino nga ba to? Sino? Batrider. Sabi ko sana, Horse Rider. Bark Rider pala din. Razor. Fire Spirit.
Ito si
Ember Spirit.
Celtran, TNC daw siya. Thank you for
10
the 10 stars
remaining.
po.
Certain Cert. Oh, hello. Yan. Bro,
5
hello sa iyo.
remaining.
Yan, kasama ko saan yan. Sa Steelwoods. Ayan, si Certain Cert.
Oh. Welcome sa stream, Celtran. TNC pala to si Lord. TNC.
Pinoy din naman si Avid eh. Sa EG din ako, wala na si Boss Cookie sa TNC. Ay, grabe, sabi ni Ray Crane. So, T1 ka. Kung di ba? T1 si Kuko ngayon eh. Ayan. Unfortunately, tawag dito, wala na yung wala na yung escalation, tanggal na. Pero din, experience na makamalipad ng Ukraine, di ba? Sarap din nun. Pwede kayo magbakasyon. Pero right now, ang natitirang Philippine team is TNC Predators saka T1 na nasa playoffs na actually yung T1. So, ayan. Sa mga di nakakalam guys, ito yung ating tawag dito, schedule for tonight at ang magiging stream natin. Ayan, ilipat ko lang. Ay, mali. Sorry. Eto, ayan. So, first series is gonna be EG versus TNC Predator. The second
10
series,
seconds remaining.
i-cover namin sa PSG.LGD versus
5
BeastCoast.
seconds remaining.
Third series, Vici Gaming versus Team Liquid. And the last series, Team Spirit versus Team Nigma. First series kami ni G ang mag-shoutcast. Second series, iba po yung mag-shoutcast, guys. So, sa mga sulitin nyo na yung pagmumukha ni G. Ayan. Isang series lang po siya.
Shout out, G. Shout out po sa'yo, Joseph Kiseo. Bogarts to eh. Kalaro ko to sa COD eh. Magaling to, magaling.
Ano pa mga nilalaro mo, Miss G?
Sa ngayon, mobile muna ako.
Mobile Legend?
Hindi. Sa ngayon lang. Nagmo-mobile games pa lang ako.
Like, what kind of
Nag-stop
mobile
ako
games?
ng like mga COD, mga ML. Kasi nag-quit ako ng Dota tsaka Valo.
Oh, bakit? Rage quit ba yan?
Wala lang.
Yeah.
Pahinga muna. Kasi walang tulugan dati eh. Syempre naman.
Tama yan. Ako din naman dati dati yung pag-addict sa Dota. Andiyan lang naman yung Dota eh. Diba? Pag bumalik ka, nandiyan lang yan. Yan. Inaantay ka lang bumalik. Yan.
Grabe naman to si Joseph Kiseo. G, shout out, Bogo. Ay, yun, Lod? Bisaya tayo dito, Lod.
Ako. Hindi po ako nakakaintindi ng Pisaya, mga Lodi. So, English pwede naman, guys. English. O nga pala, share ko muna yung stream, guys. Teka lang. Share ko muna. G muna bahala habang
usap muna tayo. 10 seconds na lang bago makapag-pick yung Evil Geniuses. Uy, nag-Bloodseeker, Lord.
Nag-Bloodseeker?
Yung EG.
Share lang tayo.
Hello po sa inyo, sa mga 7 viewers namin. Shout out sa inyong lahat. Sobrang ganda niyo.
Sobrang ganda nyo. Oh, grabe naman. Wala akong nakikitang babaeng nanonood
Uy, nag-Race King yung TNC. Grabe talad.
TNC niya na to. Teka. So, sino yung
Gabi.
TNC.
Si Abed nga yung TA.
Abed, TA Abed yan. For sure.
Mm.
Teka lang, malapit na matapos mag-share ng stream. Marami to.
Sige
Guys,
lang.
share nyo na yung stream, guys. Make sure must be on public para lumabas yung share badge ninyo. Ayan, may mamimigay po ng premyo mamaya sa mga willing magpuyat together with us. With them. Actually, hindi pala ako. Wala pa akong tulog. 7 AM na dito sa akin. Kakauwi ko lang karing from work. So, saklap.
DNC daw panalo. Nakita niya na yung future. Sabi ni Joseph Kiseo. Grabe talaga. DNC daw.
Nakita ko na rin yung future eh. Wala akong future. Very good. Okay.
BB mid, Bristleback mid daw.
Bristleback mid? Oo nga, no?
Sabi ni
Si
Celtran.
Armel. Oo, si Armel ang lalaro. Ay, sus, kino. Yan. Sorry guys. Nakakataos ko na lang mag-share ng stream. So, ito, let's get it on. Teka, ayusin ko lang yung camera mo. There you go. Okay. Teka lang guys ha. Yan.
Pahinga ka naman, Pops Jam. Di ka pa pala nakapagpahinga. Good morning dyan sa Miami. Sabi ni Gregan. Pahinga ka daw muna, Kuya Jam.
Ayun, shoutout kay Boss Reagan. Alam nilang ibang aking mundong ginagalawan. Anyway guys, pakilala muna natin ang side ng papakilala ko muna yung team ko. Sa side ng EG, Radiant, RTC sa kanyang Bloodseeker, Abed sa kanyang TA, Templar Assassin, Fly for his apparition, Ice sa kanyang Bruno Mars, and EG, Crit sa kanyang Snapfire.
Patay bata. Sige. Patay.
Pakilala mo yung ating TNC. Sorry. Ay, wala si Gino, wala. Okay, so pakilala ko na.
Nawala ba ako? Ay, sorry po.
Ayan.
Sorry po.
No problem. So, si
Ay,
Bumi
ito,
sa
sa
kanyang
TNC po.
Lion.
Ayan.
Ito na. Bumi sa kanyang Lion, Gabi sa kanyang Ray King, Bok sa kanyang Dark Seer, Teams, Air Spirit, and Armel sa kanyang Bristleback. Ngayon ko pala makikita mag-Bristleback si Armel actually.
Are you guys gonna play the game?
30 seconds to battle.
Ayan, so we play tayo na gano'n. Uy, no, mukha ni RTC. Ayan, sino na si Armel? Ano niya?
Walang anong runes about sa Radiant na FPS drop daw.
Kapag nag-altab ako. So, inayos ko lang kasi yung inayos ko lang yung stream namin, pero ito, okay na. Back to the ball game. So, 2:2 for the bounty. Ayan. Teka, EG, no? Okay, yan. Ayan, so, game 1. Sana walang mangyari technical difficulties, please. Please lang po, pal.
Please lang. Ano tayo?
Ayoko na puyat. So, guys, kasi pinili ko na tong schedule na to dahil, okay lang na di mo na matulog after work.
Mamatay, hindi na
Pero,
yan.
at least, may oras akong makapag-stream. Hindi katulad kapag, doon ako sa mga last series. Baka, sa haba ng laro, minsan di ko na natatapos dahil kailangan ko na pumasok ng trabaho. Ayan.
Shoutout po sa'yo, Justin Sala. Let's go TNC.
TNX to.
TNX.
So to? Darkseer versus Darkseer versus Bloodseeker. Kaya may camera mo na dito. Sa top naman, Snapfire, sino to? Okay.
Tsaka Lion.
Rating sa So magdidepende ito sa kanilang mga support kung Kasi kung sila lang naman dalawa, hindi magkakapatayan to eh. Pero kung may tulong yung support, kaya parang yan. While sa mid,
Napakahalas ng rating. Uy, grabe si Abed talaga.
Wala, mahirapan din dito si Armel. Alam na kung siya, nag-magic stick siya. So kahit kahit mag-spray siya, may stock lang yung magic stick niya kapag heal lang si Abed. While dito sa Boto, grabe namang haras na ginagawa rin. Kailan ka ba huling naglaro ng Dota? Sabi mo kasi nag-quit ka ng Dota eh.
Ano lang, last laro ko sa, 2 days ago. Pero iisang game lang ako
Kala ko naman, napakatagal na. Naman kasi nag-quit ka.
Hindi, I mean like, iisang game lang sa, I think 2 weeks, ganon.
Okay.
Kasi wala nang
Ano?
Baka avid to.
Okay. Ako naman, marami kasi akong marami kaya akong nilalaro yung Playboy yan.
Playboy pala to si Lod.
Playboy sa mga games, video games. Kasi, may ikaw sa mga may ikaw sa mga single players dahil single nga ako, di ba? So, may ikaw sa mga single players. Like yung mga Final Fantasy, Resident Evil.
Grabe, single na Playboy.
Ay, di ba? Hindi
Go TNC, pero mas go sa kasama mo, Sir Jam. Pa-shoutout.
Ayun!
Hello po sa'yo, Glebert, Eliza Ramirez.
Grabe na, sinoutout ka na, pero hindi ka nag-share ng stream. Grabe ka naman, Boss Clever.
Grabe to. Wala to, Lord.
Ayan. Bumabanat pa, lumit talaga ng Pop Jam. Ayun, na first blood po sa baba. Si Bokbok. Wala, hindi na mapatay. Hindi na mapapirst. Wala ko silang first damage. Well, dito sa, hindi may last hit din na TA sa Bristle. Hindi naman nagkakalayo masyado. Paano dito si Bristleback. Nagbote muna siya dito.
Kakabreak ko lang sa isang cast ko, Sir Jam. Sensya na. Dali na, share mo na yung stream. Sabi ni Glebert, kakabreak niya lang daw sa isang cast niya.
Matagal na ako nag-break eh. Ito, nag-aabang si Teams dito. Hindi.
Ayun, nag-reward na si ES.
Ito, kinukuha niya yung mga pinuli fly.
Grabe talaga.
Vortex, ito na si RTC.
Radiant's bottom tower
is under attack. Hindi mamamatay yung Dark Fist.
Sumuha delikado dito sa supply.
Ayan na.
Nakapag-rolling boulder pa. Mga delikado pa dito sa Earth Spirit, pero makakatakas lang siya dito. Ayun na, may appear na. May high fight na.
Hindi, patay to. Ayan na.
Mamatay pa dito sa supply. Ayun, tamang takbo lang. Dahil puro mukha ni RTC nakikita ko kahit saan na. While sa top naman, ayan.
Grabe yung farm ni Blood Seeker dito, pero mas grabe ang
shotgun, no?
Grabe ka na talaga, Lodsa. Ikaw, Lodsa, grabe na ka na talaga.
Ano yan?
Grabe na tong si Glebert.
Bakit? Farm ni Blood Seeker dito, pero mas grabe ang ganda ni Chi. Ay, grabe.
Grabe na.
Okay, ako naman di naman ako si Cupido, no? Pero pala na kayo, diskarte nyo na yan. Malalaki na kayo.
Wala.
Yung mamamatay pa siya dito, pero nakapag-stick pa siya. Yatin kung nabuhay pa siya. Saved by the stick. Magic wand na pala to. Sa top, sa middle naman, wala.
Wala to, GG, Avid, TA.
Dire structures are fortified.
Ganyan talaga pag iba ang streamer.
Kaya pwede iba yung atmosphere. Tama yan. Mukhang igugo na rin yung Series Spirit. Hindi nakapag-rolling buzzer, mamatay siya dito.
Oh my god.
Ganda nga
Ang ganda na.
Pero yan, may coming in, Lion.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Natatakas lang yung dalawa dito.
Wala to, hindi nila ito mapapatay, baby.
Pumatay pa yung courier.
Dire's courier has been hanged.
Ayun.
Ring of health. Nakuha dun. Traction namatay din siya sa bottom. While on the top, level 5 pa lang dito si Reiki.
So hot. Hot talaga, Lord. Hot yan si Avid.
Avid so hot. Hot pa si Avid.
Hot yan, hot.
Sino bang idol mo sa mga Dota player.
Wala akong idol, wala akong gano'n.
Radiant's
Kahapon
courier
ang
has
daming
been killed.
Miracle Boy fanatic Miracle fanatic
Siyempre, sobrang ni Miracle. Siyempre, mas talaga siya. Easy to win, I think. Depende to, Lord. Pero ang galing nila mag-push. Objective sila
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Mukhang pasag agad dito. 7 minutes pa lang in the ballgame. Wala na ang kanilang first tier tower sa middle. Wala rin nagagawa si BeastCoast. Bakit mo dito na siya nag-confirm sa sa neutral
Oo, wala siya sa mid GG siya kay Abed.
Pero so far lamang siya sa last hit bro. Anyway, that's because of sa neutral nga lang siya. Well, sa top na nabibigyan na space dito si Rating is going straight sa Regis up to na Midas. And now they're going for top. Tingnan natin kung i-go ba nila dito. Level 6 na to si
Level 6 na pero wala pang ulti to.
Wala pa bang ulti? Oo nga,
Wala
walang
pa.
ulti. Pwede pa nila i-go to kung alam nila.
Kaya nga Critical mid pa talaga natatalo. Ang alad.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Hello po, may 11 viewers po tayo. Hello po sa inyo dyan, share niyo yung stream. Tsaka samahan niyo naman kami para may premyo.
Samahan niyo doon si Kanashi. Ayan. Item check tayo, si TA is going for the okay.
Dragon Lance.
Dragon Lance. Malapit na. Dragon Lance
Lapit na. Ayun na, meron na kaagad.
Ayun. Soldering naman para kay Bruno Mars. And he's going for the Ayan. Kahit pa habang buhay, sasamahan kita. Naku, yun yung mga linya ng mga pakboy
Lagi. Oo nga, Ayun na, nakapag-Bisaya na ako. Ako sa sinasabi mo, Lord Glebert.
Ayun na po. Mga style nyo, bulldog. Di ba yung discount ito, mag-go sila dito kayo, Gandang backup coming in, road boulder, nakukuha nila si Mars. Ayan, arena, tatama sa dalawa. Napakagandang arena, pero wala sila makukuha dito. Harvest still alive, they're going for Armel. Pero mamubuhay pa si Armel dito. Wala pang dito, level 5 pa lang si Lion. Wala magkakapatayan. Ang gulo. Isa lang namatay sa lahat na nangyari. Isa lang namatay si Earth Spirit lang sa lahat na nangyari. Pero dito tamang farm. Farm lang siya dito. Hindi siya sumali sa gera.
Ganda sana ng ulti ni Mars doon. Pero pantakas lang yun
Tatlo yung nahuli sana sa arena kaso Ang problema din si Lion wala pa siyang level 6. May sila sana. May maburburst sana sila kahit isa kahit paano. Ito na Dragon Lance na nga. He's going for the yun, nahuli. Ang sakit to.
GG.
Boom! Hindi mo yun?
Uy, hindi pa namatay.
Hindi pa namatay. While sa top, nakuha nila si Armel dito. Ayun, tumatakbo. Ang bilis. Mukhang may naaamoy na dugo. Nakita si Lion dito, na-hex pa.
Ay, wala to. Patay to ata.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Tutuan? Si Darkseer. Sisihin mo si Darkseer. Lang niya ka, hinahabol ako dahil sa iyo, sabi niya.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
While they're going for tier 1 tower sa top, while on the bottom, mag-isa na dito sa nabibigyan ng space dito si Rating Kaya ginawa na niya yung reincarnation. Nakapagano ba siya reincarnate sa taas?
Hindi ko alam. Tingnan mo, may cooldown
May cooldown
siguro na siya.
Oo, siguro na. Nilagyan na niya bago siya namatay.
Oo.
Bumaba sila dito, idol ang ibigay yung
bot.
Ito, tingnan natin kung gugo nila, tatlo sila dito. Wala siya dito, ulti. Dark Simmer, siya dito. Meron siya ulti dito.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Pero dalawa na sila.
Nakita nila si Gabi, mamatay siya dito.
Grabe.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Naputong nakuha nila sa Snapfire dito habang namatay ito. Hindi natin kumaka-TV. Wala siya pang cancel sa TV. Ayan, pwedeng gawin ka partner ko to. Ay, grabe. Ay.
Grabe na to si Lodi kay si Glever.
Ayan. Oy. Grabe.
Wow, RTV, the farmer till late game.
Alala ko yung ano, no? Merong chat wheel sa ano eh. Sorry, G, language settings. Merong chat wheel yung yung EG kapag kumuha ka ng supporter badge ng EG. Ano yun sa stop jungling, let's push.
Kita mo nga yun. Yung
ayun, nakita nila dito. Ayun, arena, sakto yung sakto yung pag-scammer niya. Paano napatay paano napatay niya yung TA?
Siguro sa wall ng arena niya. Di ba may damage yun?
Oh, pero
oo nga, no? Pero si TA yung
Si Abel yung nakapatay. I-expect ko sa either apparition or si Mars, pero nakapatay si Ang ganda na pagka-skewer niya eh. Pagka-skewer, tumama dun sa, ice. Armel dito, he's going for anong binubuo niya dito?
Sa trap daw, sabi ni Celtran. Dahil daw sa trap na matay
yung pala. May trap pala siya, doon di ko napansin. Pero di pa alam ko yung trap nandito banda kanina yun eh. Sa may, nag-smoke sila dito, 4. Pero wala silang huli dito. Tingnan natin kung hanggang saan naabutin ang kanilang smoke. Nag-smoke lang para maglagay ng ward. May makikita ba sila ito? Delikado secret dito kung makikita nila. Nabuwag na yung ayun. Nabuwag ang smoke. Alam na niya na merong nandito. Wala sila nakuha sa pag-smoke nila. While sa top, RTC is going for the second kill na.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Nag-smoke sila sa bot pero yung kalaban nasa top.
Straight BKP agad siya si Bloodseeker eh. Pagkatapos ng Maelstrom. Maelstrom pala pinuo niya. Dagger siya dito. Balik lang ako, Gia. Continue ko na liga ng barangay.
Sige lang po. Ako na lang po Ay, akala ko
Baka di kanya maantay.
Grabe to. Si Gleber.
Ayun, nakita
iba pa talaga, Lod.
Ay, hindi. Isa lang yung nabasag yung Ito, makikita nila din si Ayun, nabasag yung dito. Tapang-takas lang. Napakagandang pagbasag ng ng smoke.
Haste! Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Did I feel
Si Gabi dito is full strip para sa kanyang Radiance while dito sa mid, wala din magkakapatayan.
Wala pa palang item to si Wraith King.
Wala pa. Kasi nag-recta Radiance siya actually.
Oo.
At
Roshan has fallen to
bilis naman ang Roshan nila
Pero
dito.
makakabili na ata to siya ng Sacred Relic.
Malapit na ba si Reiki? Malapit na sa libo pa. Medyo malayo pa yan actually. May recipe, 1,000 din. Ayan, tayo. Kills, deaths. Ayan. So far, 10 to 3 in favor of EG. Lamang na lamang po ang EG dito guys. Pero in terms of gold lead naman unti lang. 3k lang na may kalamangan. Nice.
Tama ba talaga to? EG ba talaga to? Dito ako nag-bet eh. Charot lang.
Ano bang binet mo?
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Wala po. Charot lang po yun.
Ayan mo, ako nga pala, ako kasi talaga yung coach ng ng EG sa mga nakakalam. Kaya nanonood ako ngayon. Sabi ko sa kanila yung nandito yung TNC na sa baba.
Dyer's top
Okay
tower
dyan.
is under attack.
Hindi pala
Dyer's
coach
top
yun.
tower
Cheating
has
yun.
fallen.
Ang bilis sila makakuha dito, 15 minutes
Ito
pala.
nakuha nila yung outpost sa top.
Pwede sila dumiretso dito dahil may ages pa siya dito. Pero tingnan natin kung yun gagawin nila. Ayun, nakita si Lion dito. Boom, ang sakit.
Wala to, dead blood.
Eto, nagsisipag-tigilan na po ang apparition. 45 as pick up.
Radiant's
Gan nila ng
bottom tower is under
45.
attack.
Oo. Kaya sila sumugod
Ayaw
dito.
ipaano.
Kasi Armel, bumubuo pa rin ng item dito. Wala pa siyang pang damage na item eh. Ano pa lang to eh. Defensive item pa lang to eh. Vanguard saka Defiance.
Wala talaga talo to.
Which is na siya yung mid dapat ano. Parang umaasa sila ngayon kaya kay rating eh. Parang siya yung parang one man eh. One true carry nila ngayon eh.
Sabot lang siya eh. Nagpo-farm. Kaya nga naman yan ata. Kasi Recta Radiant siya.
King and his court should never part.
Si malapit na yung dito. Malapit na yung dagger dito ni Isis. Nahuli dito. Skewer. Ice Blast. Tatama. Kaya natin kung mabuhay pa siya dito. Rolling Boulder. Kaya nabangan niya. Silipin natin.
Ayun nga, nabuhay nga sila. Di kay si Earth Spirit.
Pakilap yung damage. Nakapa 5 point niya, no?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Ayan, punta na sila sa tumakatok
Dire's
sa mid.
middle tower is under
Going
attack.
for tier 2 tower. Grabe naman yung na to, yung share.
Grabe yung objectives nila. Nagpo-push talaga sila.
Si Raking, wala eh. Wala, ano siya dito? Hirap si Raking. Pero ito, tingnan natin.
I'm so strong guys, I'm so strong.
Dapat naman na ata yung ano niya.
Are you guys gonna play the game?
I'm so strong guys, I'm so strong. Ano na yun? Ano man na yun? Fanatic? Fanatic ka, no? Ito, pwede lang i-go dito kaso wala si Tipla sa task. Uy, sorry. Sorry. May napindot ako. Pati mo anong kailangan gawin dito ng ng TNC?
Siguro wala. Wala tulad.
Wala sila magagawa sa tingin mo?
Pero pag nakapag-item tong Race King, tingin ko kaya nila to.
Kaso ang problema, Rages pa lang niya eh. Rages pa lang yung ibubuo niya eh. At
Kaya
medyo
nga eh.
umaabot na ng tier 3 tower yung Pero ito si Abel.
Objectives kasi lagi yung yung EG.
Dire's middle tower has been
EG
destroyed.
and yung TH, di mo yung ganda na ng item niya
Oo.
Peso. Dragon Last nakapag-dagger na. He's going for BKB right away. While
Radiant's bottom tower
Team
is
Blood
under
Seeker, I think
attack.
nabuo na niya eh. Ay, buo na. I think so. Ito na yung paru-paro. Ito, may BKB na.
Paro. Grabe Lord. BKB na si ES.
Ito, ginawa nila. Arena sa isa, tatama yung Ice Blast. Hindi, pero mamatay pa rin siya dito.
Ganda talaga ng spear ng Mars.
Oo. Dagger, spear, dagger lang
Dagger.
eh. Dagger arena tapos spear.
Radiant's
Grabe
bottom
ang
tower
Mars
is under
doon.
attack.
Wala silang sagot dito kay wala silang sagot kay medyo mahirapan
Philip.
TNC dito, so sabi ko sa inyo guys.
Giveaway
to
po.
talaga.
Samahan mo kami.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Hanggang sa matapos itong team namin.
Oo. Kung hindi ka makipagpuyat, walang problema. Ito, makakatok na sa top tier 3 tower, pero atas lang sila dito. May ages pa to eh, pwede nila i-go dito, pwede nila sila nag-go dito.
Oo.
Si
Are you guys gonna play the game?
push na si Abel dito sa baba. Magsipag-atrasan na dito yung Vici. Ito, aaboy na rin siya ng apparition, makakabutan. Yan natin, Ice Blast coming in, Finger.
Patay. No finger.
While they're still going for artist, hindi natin makahabulin. Ayan, Queen Spray.
Vanguard. Tsaka
Isumusod yung mga kakampi niya. May ano pa rin Sangre na. He's going full halberd. Parang hindi siguro. Or Brunomers.
Siguro.
Ito po na yung Radiance niya.
Uy, Radiance na si Raid King.
Yun na. Going for Yasha. Same silang build niyan eh. Halberd saka Halberd sila.
Oo.
Ba't dalawa sila
Pag naka-item to, siguro comeback talaga to. Pero nag-o-objectives tong EG eh. Nagpo-push talaga sila eh.
Kaya wala na yung ages niya
Oo, wala na.
Ayun, nakita si Gabi yata dito. Tingnan natin, are they going for it? Ang ganda ng Ice Blast. May makikita sila dito. Dark Seer, are they going for it? Nakita si Gabi dito. Eto na.
Mamatay nga ba si
Mamatay
Uy, ang
Rampage.
ganda. Wala, Lord. Galing ng Mars, Lord.
Boy for Gabi, natama sa dalawang stun, kaso wala silang follow-up damage dito. Si Armen ang mamamatay dito susunod. And then they're going for Lion. Makakatakas ba?
Wala to.
To, I think it's already GG guys.
Uy, hindi tumama yung stun niya, Lord.
Team wipe. Clean
wipe out.
Wipe out. Okay, and GG was good mga kaibigan. Napakagandang laban na joke lang. Di pa nag-GG.
Di pa tapos. May pag-asa pa ba? Tingin mo Kuya Jam, may pag-asa pa ba?
Nanata ako sa pag-asa sa kanya. Medyo mahihirapan sila dito actually. Mahirapan sila dito makabalik dahil wala pa talagang item yung mga core damage sila. Especially na parang si ano lang talaga eh. Si Raking lang yung parang damage dealer nila dito. Medyo walang damage walang damage itong bracelet pack. And wala talaga. Wala
naman siyang yung item niya hindi na yan
while si T napakayaman na 14k net worth na while pangalawa si Bloodseeker. And I think it's also already
Are you guys gonna play the game?
May BKB na rin siya
Sabi ni Gregan wala nang pag-asa daw yung TNC. Umasa ka pa rin, Lord.
Best of 2 series to. Best of 2 series to, guys.
Best of 2 pala to.
So, again guys, group stage pala to, best of 2. 4 na araw to. Eto, kanina tatama na sa next kung mabalik pa siya dito, makakatakbo ba? Ayun, may follow-up damage coming from Abed at makakatakbo lang dito si TP out lang po si pwede ka pang makapag-rolling bolter kahit nasa loob ka na ng arena, no? Okay. Pag nag-BKB ka, makakalis ka?
Hindi ko alam. Siguro.
Hindi pa nakikita.
Or hindi.
Kahit check tayo guys, mga kapatid. So, RTC already have BKB, Maelstrom, and Sangge. While Abed naman, ang ganda na ng item ito. I think he's going
next for item?
He's going for Crystallis na ata. Crystallis na susunod niya dito. While, si Ice naka 5 insight na rin. And si Snapper may Solar Crest. While sa baba, may gamit na dito si Gabi. Si Gabi na which is Radiance. Naka-halberd na rin si Armel.
Oo, may halberd na siya.
Ayan, paano? Kung tanong kayo niya, ibibigay yun. Nakita nila si Teams, tatakas lang dito, rolling ball.
Shoutout po sa 11 viewers, hello po sa inyo, share niyo po yung stream. Sama niyo po kami mamaya. May pag-giveaway po kami. Premyo pala.
Ang malumanay naman ang boss ni Ma'am.
What have we here?
Grabe. Apat na araw tong 4 na araw tong playoffs na to. Playoffs to group stage. 4 na araw to guys. 8 team ang maglalaban-laban at 6 lang yung makakapasok sa playoffs. Ayan, so dalawa lang matatanggal. Hindi yung wildcard, dalawa lang yung nakapasok. Pero dito naman sa group stage, dalawa lang yung matatanggal.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think it's gonna be on the upper bracket. While yung 3rd to 6th place mapupasok sa sa lower bracket ng playoffs. Ayun, ayos na, tatama. Wala pa siya kanina dito. Ayun, ginamit yung arena pero isa lang yung tatama. Gabi lang
napasok.
Si Armel dito, napakasakit ng damage ni Abed. Grabe dito. Ang sakit ng damage si Abed. Nakakano na siya dito.
Sakit din ng ulti ni Snapper
Oo. Parang ang pangalan ng ulti ni Snapper? Ayun,
Mortimer Kisses ata. Ayan.
Eto, mapupunin niya yung halberd. Ay, nag-gem na sila dito para kay TA. Pero, natingin ko masasayang lang eh. May Abed. Ito, pangalawang mo siya. Pangatlo na ba ito?
Hindi, pangalawa pala. Ay, wala, may oha, no?
Ba't may, dapat may shirt na? Parang pangalawa pa lang.
So, pangatlo na to.
Ito na pala? Binigay nila kay short kay Bloodseeker. Blood Rage attacks now deal 2% of the target's max health as pure damage. Makita din si Rating. Tingnan natin. Ice Blast, tatama sa isa. Dalawa. Hahabol si Abid dito. Napakasakit ng damage. Reincarnation pop up. Papasok dito Rolling Boulder. Pero yun, naging RTC na naman to. Grabe naman.
Yung dalawa nasa taas.
RTC na lang. Ward na naman si RTC dito. Pero kaya ang namatay lang sa side ng ng rating lang. Pero inaabot din si Armel. Rapture. Teams. Wala siya magagawa dito.
Grabe si Abed. Ang sakit ni Abed. Ang tamaan pa nga ng dalawang stun. Mamatay ba?
Yun, nakita ba dito?
Wait.
Ayun, di tinamaan na spear. Natakas lang siya dito.
Patay sila.
Buhay pa. Nabuhay pa sila yun.
Uy, nice one.
Nagkaroon siya, nag-Ghost Scepter siya.
Ghost Scepter.
Tapos dito mama yung spear, so wala silang pang-cancel. Parang di ko pa nakikitang matinong wall ni ni Darkseer Wala ko nakita.
Oo nga, no. Wala siyang masyadong
impact.
Highlight, ganon.
Wala pa siyang impact masyado sa crashes.
Nung split MVP Abed, sabi ni Gregan. Siyempre, Lods, Abed yan. Baka Abed yan.
EG nga po pala. EG represent.
Tignan mo si Kuya Jam. Naka-EG yan. Sub yan sa EG.
6 month. Hahabol siya dito. Meron siyang Meron siyang arena dito pero wala rin na masyado.
Dyer's bottom tower has fallen.
Isa pala napapasag na tower sa side ng EG now.
Oo nga.
Grabe ang sakit ng
Bot lang eh. Sa bot lang yung nabasag.
Tingnan natin kung di pa pusong Pinoy, hindi pa sila sumusuko. Tingnan natin sasagot rin dito. Makapag-agree shard na rin dito si Gawi para
Yun na ang breaker. Bagay sa kanya yan.
Wala pa sila nandito Wala pa sila namabasa ng tier 3 Kung kinakaba pa sila pumasok. Pero pwede sila pumasok ng tier 3.
Kaya nga.
Nasasayang lang yung ages sila
pero yung sa top, parang mababasag na yun eh.
May nakita na ako dito. May Rapture ako narinig. Si Rapture para Kitties. Ayun, pumasok din si Abed. Ayun, dinatak sa ward pero pinagano ni Snapper. Tumama. Naku, bumamatay si Abed dito. Aegis pop up. Pero RTC, hinahabol dito si Wala, sino ba hinahabol niya? Ayun, si Armel na lang nahuli. Arena natama sa dalawa. Namatay dito si si Armel. Gabi also fall down. Roll border in. Pero wala si Manover dito. Mamatay lang dito. Roll border namatay pa rin. And GG was good. Team wipe again.
Patay pa na isa. Uy, ang ganda nun.
Dyer's bottom tower.
Team wipe again. Ang nakuha lang ng TNC doon is
Ang ganda ng laro.
Ang nakuha lang ng TNC doon is yung Aegis aside from that, wala na sila.
Dyer's bottom barracks.
Grabe. Damage deal 21k against 4k ng TNC. Wala silang damage deal, masipang rating So, yan.
Dyer's bottom barracks.
30 minutes exactly. Tapos.
Tama nga naman talaga prediction ko, Lodi, kay Evil Geniuses.
Evil Geniuses, ayan. Di nila kailangan yung aking di na nila kailangan yung aking tulong. Ayan, baka napagod ka.
Baka pag andun ka, pag andun ka, Kuya Jam, baka hindi na makapag-score yun, Rekta and
So, nakuha lang game 1 in favor EG. So, 1-0 na sila. Tingnan natin kung may isasagot dito ang TNC. Kasi pangat naman kung magsisimula ka ng tournament. 0-2 pa, So, natin ang isasagot ng EG dito, ang TNC dito, guys. So, Water break muna tayo. Hindi ko nainom yung iniinom ko.
And this Abed TA goes completely out of
guys,
control.
water break muna tayo, guys.
They even end up
Magbabalik po
what?
kami.
They killed the Bristle super early. They contested
Water
the
break.
stacks. They take the tier 1
Water
up.
break
I
lang
think the
po.
mid tower died at what, 7 minutes? So they lose access to their jungle. I think they have to pick something that's a bit more fast paced. I don't think they can pick 2 heroes that need to rely on jungle. Like Bristleback and Wraith King, they at some point do have to back up. Sure, Bristle farms that jungle very quickly, but I feel like they need something that just gets online faster versus this team, especially if EG is going to draft these very fast-paced heroes that look to fight frequently, like Bloodseeker, TA, Mars. These fights are going to happen very early on.
No, absolutely, yeah. TNC is going to have to come in with an entirely different strat in game 2, as this approach, as you said, that we've seen from them before, completely prepared for by EG, as EG as a whole having an exemplary game, and of course those 2 cores, RTZ and Arbed. RTZ 11-0-12, Arbed 12-0-10. They just didn't die there, as EG will take this game 1.
What a smooth opening for EG in this first game here against TNC. We said that both of the teams got what they wanted. They got their own playstyle, they got their own drafts. There was very clearly one had a little bit of better idea about Dota than the other, with EG taking this first game. Again, smooth sailing here with T-Gov and AY, and this was over pretty soon, T.
Yeah, unfortunately for TNC, they mentioned at the very tail end of the cast, it's just kind of the nature of the heroes that they had. A lot of kind of static heroes. And because of that, they weren't able to really muster anything. It's just difficult for TNC. They drafted themselves into a corner. EG, they had everything. Like the Bristleback, he's meant to be the frontline guy, but he's playing into A and Mars. So if he's ever out of position, he's speared. He's facing his opponent instantly, then dying to this TA. TA's uncontested like this. It's one of those games, you just win in all 3 lanes, and then naturally the game state just completely deteriorates.
I think they did have some heroes that could rotate, right? Like they had this Earth, right?
They did.
I think TNC actually just played at a level that below what I expected of them, because TNC, their players are very good. I know they're a good team.
Yeah.
But if you look at the lanes, EG had eventual pressure in 3 lanes. Like if nothing happens, the status quo stays the same. EG are going to take all 3 towers. They needed to make something happen with the Earth Spirit Iron Shell rotation, and they just didn't do it.
Well, that's the main thing. Like we see the highlights here. It's basically just the pairings of EG dismantling TNC.
Yeah.
And what you're mentioning is you want to see TNC basically bring 2 heroes to 1 lane, making it a tri-lane scenario, and apply some actual pressure.
If the status quo is bad for you in Dota, you need to do something to change it. You cannot just wait and hope it gets better. The heroes don't work like that this match.
And that's the thing here, like we're seeing, now we're moving away into big team fights, and now this is how Mars was one of like the MVP of the game. Because in every key fight, if they're ever out of position, that containment, it just allows for this layered damage. You know, TA with the Dragon Lance, she's hitting from a mile away. Snapfire, non-committal. Bloodseeker, he can choose what fights he wants. And the best thing about this game is, EG got clipped 3 times.
Yeah.
3 times they got clipped. And they were able to get through that, muscle up and win the game.
They did have a cookie to get people down. That helped. Having your tier 1 tower standing mid also helps a ton with teleporting out and getting back in the fight ASAP.
You're very good at dealing with getting clipped now.
They are, yeah. They have the tools.
It's like they went into replays and they're like, guys, how do I deal with getting clipped? And they solved it.
And they solved it. They either get someone to have an ability to get them out. You can always buy 4 staffs as well. That's great. But
is this it? Is this it?
This is it.
Oh, beautiful. Look at that. And then here, he BKB. He does
was
the
so
BKB
fast.
so quick.
So
he
quick.
knows where he's at. He knows exactly.
It's like he's been haunted by being on a cliff before.
1,000 times before. But this is why most players, they just do the TP. He commits fully because he doesn't want to be eternally cliffed.
I think this fight that we just watched, by the way, it was a fight where TNC felt like they could swing the momentum because of those cliffs. But maybe they were, I don't know, they were like not expecting everybody to be back in the fight so fast, because they just dove a little bit too far.
They're just a bit too far behind.
Yeah.
Like mid-tier 1 still being up, as you mentioned, but just the items. Like, even if you completely remove 2 EG heroes, you can't close out the fight in time.
But that's the story of the game, right? Is that they just weren't ready for that level of pacing EG were going to set.
Yeah.
Like they had strong lanes, and after the lanes, their setup on the map was amazing. You know, they put the Snapfire bot, they rotate everyone else to start applying this kind of forward jungle pressure. And then every time TNC smoked, looking to have that numbers advantage, it was correct, just moving away, playing behind the tower. He push out quick, he goes back. They weren't giving away these cheap kills. If you give away a cheap kill, that's when maybe they can come back in the game, get that kind of snowballing on their side. And that never happened, so Roshan a consequence, they can never contest it.
Yeah.
But they never had, you know, oh, we're 4v5, let's go Roshan.
Also, how many halberds do you need in a game? Both the Kuros had one. It felt like, we talked about it a little bit, about how we wanted to see the Wraith King go for maybe a bit more fighting, heavy item build, which obviously was not the case this time around. But then, Bristleback has the same problem.
Yeah, I think we would have liked one of the cores to, again, like, the status quo isn't alright. One of the cores had to itemize for something faster, like make EG mess up, put some pressure on them somewhere. It seemed a lot like they're trying to itemize against the heroes, but not in a way that like drastic. They're itemizing as if the game is even. Like they're happy right now. It wasn't like that.
But this just stems from the fact of, in Dota, if you don't take these early towers, the simplicity of making a smoke gank is like near impossible. Like it's so hard to confidently get yourself back into the game when you're at like 15-20 minutes, the mid tier one's still alive, the safe lane tower is still, you know, it's so hard. So, but yeah, for TNC, with their type of lineup, with the difficulty they face, that's why it's so easy for EG to play around, because like, oh wait, what? We can play around this objective that normally is taken at like minute, you know, 9 to 12. Like yeah, it was a big uphill battle for TNC, and they didn't have the items nor the positioning to really get themselves back in this game. And
when I was watching this game, I never felt like TNC had a real timing. Like usually, like I click around the heroes, I see their items, are like, okay, they're waiting for this Blink Dagger or this BKB, they're gonna go take a fight. Like the only timing they had this game was maybe the Radiance on Wraith King, but that's like I sort of want to fight, but cautiously, and then I want to go back to farming. It wasn't a real run at you timing.
But that's the main thing, right? TNC, we know they can do it. We know they can play
they
a lot
want to
quicker.
play like
exactly,
that.
they can play so much quicker. So this is just one rough game. EG clearly came in with a preparation. TNC, tweak a little component of your draft, have a little bit more active nature, and then they'll be fine. They should be able to match up against EG. It's just this is the type of game where the preparation was king, and EG just had that extra little step up to give themselves this first game lead.
Yeah. I want to also, I mean, I know everybody's able to hear Gareth at home as well. Gareth and Lacoste. There is at the moment, there's 2 streams, going to be 2 streams all day long with games on all the streams, and right now they're still in their first game between Team Liquid and BeastCoast.
Can I give a spoiler?
Depends. Sure.
Okay, so Liquid.
Wait. Mute if you don't want to hear spoiler. I'll wave at you when the spoiler's over. Okay, go.
So Liquid, they're racks down, they're defending high ground. BeastCoast 12k up, 37 minutes into the game. Liquid's hoping to do another classic Mega Creep style comeback, because I believe, yeah, they are Mega Creeps down, but they're holding out, they're sticking it in, and maybe they can do it. And that's why Gareth is screaming, because they are hoping to try and not lose their first game to BeastCoast right now. I'm
waving. Wave again. Thank you.
You can unmute now.
You can unmute. Unmute. Yeah, that was a spoiler, but the game was pretty hot there. That was very loud. Love that, by the way, because you said it earlier. You said it while walking here to you. It's just reminiscent of LANs. I mean, obviously we are on LAN, but you know,
like it was all warm and fuzzy, because when I was listening to this cast, I could hear in the background like, oh, there's like people, also more people.
More people, yay!
Oh, so good, and also the Dota is like so good. Like we've just started this series. This one was a little bit of like a whitewash, but the series up there happening right now, that is like an absolute slog, and that's the first game. Like, whew.
Love it. And actually, you mentioned, Awa, that you were maybe a little bit disappointed with the form that TNC was in for this game. What do you feel about the form of EG? You've been watching them all season. Is this the same form? Do you feel like they're better? Do you feel like they're...
Honestly, I think they weren't even tested this game.
Okay, so like, it's hard to tell.
There's no deviations from the game plan. They said, like, we want to have 3 strong lanes. We have eventual pressure on towers. We're going to sit in our lanes. After we win them, we're going to group up. And it's like, that's EG's game plan almost every game, but they weren't challenged at all. Like, they just did their plan, and then they won the game. So, I mean, they played well. They played clean.
Yeah.
They were aiming towards that perfect game of Dota.
I said someone say, well, this is a boring game. I'm going to watch Liquid BeastCoast. But if you are an EG fan, you're very happy with boring games, because that means EG cruising through.
I mean, to be honest, I think TNC are a team that can break it out in this game, too. Like, you know, you come in with some ideas.
Yeah.
I think AA in particular, I don't think that Heroes played as much in the C region as it was in, like, NA, EU, and China. So maybe they saw that and, like, oh, this actually ruins our playstyle. Sometimes all it takes is one small change in the draft, and it completely flips. Because draft controls pretty much all your early momentum in the game, and TNC, I think, are a very momentum-based team.
What would the change be? One hero. You can change.
Ban AA.
That's it?
I mean, I don't know for sure, but that's what I feel.
They have to let through either Timber or Viper.
I think the Viper is the question mark there in regards to bans, but the main thing is, I think North American Dota, They were like, they're the people that pick the Warlock, the Witch Doctor. It's all about just having presence in lanes, be it defensive or hyper-aggressive. You think about AA, it does that as well. And like TNC, this is the type of game where they've drafted themselves a mid-game lineup or an exit of laning phase where they want to like run at you, but they haven't thought about like the first 10. And that's where at North American Dota, they always think about the first 10 first, and then the rest is kind of whatever. Maybe I'm wrong there, but that's how it feels.
Yeah,
like
I think a lot of teams I've been on, we talk about like, don't skip steps. You know, build from your foundation up.
Yeah.
I think TNC, like this game reminded them, they need to look at the foundations first.
Yes.
You can see their lineup, it has cohesion later on in the game. When Bristleback gets eggs, they're just running at them. They have some like Darkseer Iron Shells on a bunch of melee heroes.
Front line.
It's a good lineup.
It is. Just
but
getting
if you
there.
knock out all the lanes, you don't even get to play Dota. Like TNC didn't get to show their form this game. That's why I think game 2 should still be good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope it will be. We have got the draft coming your way very, very soon. Not yet, though. The teams get a little bit of a break, of course, in between the games, and especially important after a loss, because there's a lot to talk about. I could not find, and maybe I'm just blind, does TNC have a coach at the moment?
I feel like I should know that, but
I feel like you should know that. Yeah, I can check though. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Notes. Scrolling. No.
Because they had...
No. It doesn't look like there is.
They had Sunday.
I mean, it was
for a
like
while,
Febby and KPI. Is that TNC?
Yeah, no,
KPI was, but he was replaced as just an offlaner replace.
I don't think they've had a coach since Heen, actually.
No coach.
Before Heen went to...
No, Febby was the coach.
Febby was the coach.
Febby was the coach. He then moved to the active roster.
And
then, of course, he then left the roster.
That's when March was on TNT, right?
Yeah, March and then now T1.
Okay.
Because I feel like having a coach in a situation like this is very important to adapt, right? Because we're looking for the teams to adapt, and we're looking for that not just for teams, we're all teams, because every team is going to need to adapt at some point in this group stage. So that's where a coach comes into play.
It also depends on the dynamic of the team, because in some teams, if your captain or your authoritative figure is not too like hot-headed and is able to talk with the team like at a rational level, the need of a coach isn't always like 110% needed, you know, but like if your captain's a little bit more kind of volatile, the coach is helping assist there. So depending on the dynamic, the coach might not be the most impactful, but it's about having a healthy conversation, and that's mainly what the coach brings, is the healthy conversation.
No, I completely agree. Like when I coached the Quincy Crew boys, like way back, like SVG is the most rational, level-headed person. Like I was useless there, because he didn't really need me.
But he did used to coach, right? He is one of those players that went from coaching well, back to play.
I think he's the smartest player in the Dota scene. Like outside of Dota, and maybe in Dota, like he's the smartest person I know, for sure.
So what you're saying is you're not a good coach because SVG did your job for you.
There. I don't think I did. That's why I'm not coaching them now. Like I'm just on the panel. They're like, hey, nah, SVG does everything.
Yeah, that's the main thing, right? Like coaches, they are kind of unique kind of puzzle pieces where each team needs a different style of coach. Some teams, they have 5-star players, but they don't have the guy who goes, this is how we play Dota, this is our identity, and that's where the coach comes in.
Yeah.
So like sometimes you often don't need a coach. Doesn't even need to be like a game coach. You just need someone there who's like, I'm your friend. Are you sad? Talk to me. You just need like a companion.
And even someone just to take blame after games. Like
exactly,
if I was TNC's coach this game, like you would need to say
take
like
full credit.
Yeah, no, just say like, guys, I messed up the draft. Like, even if it's not true, because I never make mistakes. So it
no,
be true.
You're flawed.
No, I never made a mistake in my life. But I would say like, I messed up the draft. If you guys play the same but with a better draft, you guys will win.
Yeah.
You've seen what we've done in the scrim.
Like a hype
you got
man,
this.
right?
Yeah. Like just make them feel as comfortable as possible. Yeah, confident, comfortable, anything. Anything but thinking about how EG just slaughtered them.
And
sorry.
It's true, because that is what happened. And in a game of Dota, it's always so easy to blame your teammates. Everybody knows that. It is very helpful, even if it is, you know, a bit artificial perhaps, but it's very helpful for someone to take the blame that you can't really take it out of because he's a coach.
Don't lie, just sugarcoat. You know? Don't be like, you get it.
I would straight up lie. I would just anything, like especially the higher the pressure is, like the bigger the lie is. Guys, like I accidentally unplugged all your monitors last time. You didn't notice, but that's why you lost.
I
like,
turned
you guys
up your mouse sensitivity, and that's why you missed your quills.
Yeah, this time you got it. I won't mess with you guys.
I think when you start going to the hardware part of things, it's gonna be a bit too obvious.
Dota players don't know how computers work.
No.
People think that Dota players know how computers work because you spend 12 hours a day on a computer.
Yeah.
They don't.
I spent 10 minutes trying to fix my monitor at this event, and I didn't have a cable that connected it to my computer.
It was unplugged, right? Yeah.
No, it's not unplugged. There's no cable.
So there was just
like HDMI cable.
Yeah, there's no HDMI cable. Like Dota players are really dumb, or maybe it's just me.
I was gonna say maybe they.
that one might just be.
I can confirm. I've worked with some players, and like they unfortunately aren't the quickest to adapt.
I mean, it's definitely me and maybe a bit more, but it's also them.
There are some players who legit don't know how to perfectly change sensitivity from PC to PC.
Yeah.
Like, because you have Windows settings and then your actual program for your mouse, they legit play with different sensitivity every tournament. Like, that's how, like...
That's crazy, though.
Yeah, that is like, this feels okay.
I mean, you spent like 8 years of your life. Like, to become a Dota pro, it's really hard work. Like, it's a lot of work. You spend 12 hours every day playing game in your own home setup. When you get to LAN, it's a different beast. That's why these experienced teams, they perform so much better on LAN. So you need it.
I once gave tips to up-and-coming teams for like what you can do to prepare. I suggested go to take your computer apart, set everything up on the kitchen table instead of your desk, and try to get yourself comfortable
that's a
somewhere
real
else.
Just get your loved ones or whatever in the background with some pots and pans. You know, you're just playing. Just
I remember
wake up.
I watched a video from Day 9, and he was talking about that. Every now and then, he would just adjust his chair a bit, make him feel a little bit uncomfortable. That uncomfortability will make you feel more comfortable at LAN.
Yeah, because you gotta sit at a desk that's not yours, at a chair that's not yours. I mean, obviously, I think the TI it's like the same height every time.
Yeah, the glance.
What?
You have to see your ugly teammates. They're just sitting there beside you.
Yeah, you gotta get used to that.
Panel, so I don't have that issue.
Yeah, this is nice.
We do have a little bit of an extra break in between the game that's getting fixed. We're gonna get the draft, don't worry. But it does mean that we're getting to the draft in about 4 minutes from now, from the last time that I heard an update. So just so you're aware, we're not holding back the game. Teams just need a little bit of extra time, and apparently we're very gracious, and we give that extra time. I can also I can name and shame. Who's missing?
It's Arteezy.
It's Fly.
No, okay, it's Fly.
Arteezy is literally...
You just called him out. You didn't even look.
No, I was guessing. Because he's just super hard to work with and cancerous, you know? He's not, by the way.
He's one of the... You know what?
Right. Top three things you hate about Arteezy, are we?
How he looks, how he smells, and how he talks.
All because it's so good? And you're jealous of that?
I am really jealous of him. Am I allowed to say? I don't know what he smells like. Don't listen. I need to stop talking. I'm done.
I will tell you that I think it was 2015 somewhere. I was doing interviews for some event, and I was really nervous talking to Arteezy because I thought I only knew him from his stream. I thought he was going to be arrogant and mean and rude, like for the longest time. And then I do the first interview. It's like, wait a second.
He's very well adjusted.
Super nice.
Yeah.
He's able to talk about Dota super well, and like you give a stupid question, which I do sometimes. He'll roll with it and give me the perfect answer. Right? It's that was actually very. That was my prejudice working against me, but Arteezy is one of the nicest guys. I feel like he's
honestly most of the Dota players now. I think the
now
mentality has shifted. No.
You said now. What about?
Well, it's like no, because I was gonna say it's grown on the scene. Like you see teams like OG.
Yeah.
They got really good because their mentality and believing each other, supporting each other. It's something that's built up. I think the pro scene in general has become less toxic as a result.
I think also one thing that has been changed, if you're gonna look from TI1 to TI10, one of a big thing that is changed is people actually taking care of their physical health.
Mm-hmm.
People actually go to gyms and care about what they eat. Before it was like pizzas, burgers is fine.
No, I remember like we would go boot camp in Sweden, and they would have like a kebab pizza. Like have you had
yeah.
They kind of bang, to be fair.
They are really good.
They're good.
I'm pretty sure
Not very nutritious.
I ate like 3 of them in a week, and I wanted to die. I'm like, it can't be the food. I just but now you have healthy mind, healthy body, and you perform better.
Yeah.
Effort.
We need to do that for the panel, I guess.
We do actually.
Ooh,
what, you're not eating healthy?
Jog? Oh.
I've been climbing up the stairs at a hotel. I'm literally dying by the second floor.
Okay, right.
Doing it.
I was taking the staircase right in the hotel. He's going 13 floors. He conscripts, gets me involved. Recruits me to the stair gang. So a good elite gang. I'm on floor 16. I could have got an extra 3 flights.
I'm on 17,
accidentally.
and I only come back at 2 a.m. I'm not gonna climb the fucking stairs. Sorry.
I ain't climbing those stairs.
It's rough. It is actually quite rough.
That's not gonna happen. That's why when you said Quinn takes the stairs down, I'm like, I can get behind that.
Quinn, I'm like, I've been taking the stairs. I think it's a good idea because I don't really want to use a gym while we're here. COVID and all.
Yeah.
And he was like, I've been taking the stairs too. I'm like, wow, I'm really impressed. And his next sentence is like, yeah, I've been taking them down. Like, What? You're not taking the stairs. You're letting gravity do the work.
But maybe he's got his bag of like keyboard and mouse. And he's got some like weights additionally.
You still,
that's what Jack's for.
Ah, yes.
But it's still you still exercise a little bit. It's better than nothing.
It's actually quite good. Like it works on your balance a lot. Like it is it's better than walking. It's like
yes,
flat, for
and
sure.
it's better than standing in an elevator.
But I'm just saying, when I go down the stairs, I'm fine. When I go up the stairs, I'm.
Well, that's when your muscles work most.
I couldn't feel my legs the morning after one of those days.
Do you ever do something on the physical health side when you're at home?
Yeah, I have a bike at home. I ride a bike, like an indoor bike.
Do you, T?
No, I'm very responsible. I don't go outside because of the pandemic, so I just stay inside.
I also don't go outside, but I do have a treadmill that
I did 3 weeks of the training during DPC. I did 3 weeks, 4 weeks of that, and didn't eat chocolate and stuff. But
yeah,
I've stopped doing that because, of course, you know, I don't have the mat.
That's what's stopping you. You're missing a yoga mat. Now you can't do anything
Those are hard
anymore.
to get.
They're very hard to get.
They're very
Impossible.
hard to get.
Very, yeah. Ukraine shipping, very hard. Yep.
You can literally get it here within the hour if you want it right now.
Oh. We can
we'll put it over here.
But we can't get the mats, okay? Aww.
The body pillows are actually quite good.
They are quite nice.
Fun fact, Fly's now in the lobby, and our birds left the lobby.
So TNC's also missing a player now.
Yeah, and
there's technical difficulty.
Abed joined the lobby.
Joined the lobby.
However, now a player from TNC is missing, and it's Bok.
It happens. I mean, sometimes it's honestly unavoidable. Like some PC issue, even though it's fine the first game, something happens, or like some coordinator for only one player.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Sometimes the players make up excuses and say there's issues, but
sometimes the whole server explodes.
You can't tell them we do that.
Just did. Just did.
But the whole server exploding luckily doesn't happen that often.
I don't think that would ever happen.
Oh, you're not a player.
Not at a major.
Surely not at a major.
Yeah, you're right, actually. Sorry. Reliving the only good days of my life.
You're not a player anymore. You can confess. Have you ever lied about a pause for like anything else? Like, have you said,
hey, I have to go to the toilet while...
Because
What's
leg
the
is
dumbest
really
thing
short.
you paused for?
The dumbest thing I've ever
dumbest thing
paused
you
for.
paused for, yeah.
I mean, immediately in my head, it was like, did you ever see that clip of where Envy just like fell out of his chair?
Who?
Envy?
Yeah.
Hi!
Oh, Shiver Senpai!
Oh,
it's
thank God.
Kuni-kun!
It's our friend.
Ohio, Kuni-kun!
Ohio! I have interesting stats about the last game!
Oh, really? Tell us, please.
Did you know Snapfire and Mars were picked 61 times, but they only win 45 times? Knoxville says this is very bad.
Wow. 61 times in what?
The DPC sheet, what do you think I'm talking about?
I thought you meant at this major.
There haven't been 61 games. You need to learn math.
All right,
thank you. I will work on that.
Did you know Arteezy has the most Bloodseeker games?
Ever?
Riveting.
24 games.
Is
in
that
the DPC?
In the DPC?
Is it season 1 or season 2 or combined?
No, that can't be DPC. He has not played 24 games.
How has he played 24 games? Yeah,
that has to be in like major.
He has.
No, I don't believe you.
Only 4 of those games are losses.
I'm checking. Don't worry.
Yeah,
is it no season 1 and season 2 combined?
Doesn't? No.
I mean, wait. So you play like it's you.
5 seconds remaining. Team ban. Five seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Yes.
10 seconds remaining.
Hello, mic check, mic check. Ayan. Hello
Dire
guys,
team
welcome back. Medyo matagal buti naman.
Kaya nga eh.
Pero mas matagal pa rin yung kahapon. Pero anyway, nandito na tayo. Second game. Game 2. Second game of TNC
10
versus
seconds
EG.
remaining.
EG getting the first win.
5 seconds remaining.
Tingnan natin kung makakabawi dito yung TNC.
Radiant team pick.
Ano, ban kagad si ban kagad si TA.
Ban ticket. Respect ban. Kaya nga. Pero pwede nila iban din nila dito si Mars unless
10 seconds remaining.
Buti pang iban na lang nila.
Kaya
5 seconds remaining.
Wala kasi ice sa sa Bruno Mars Ayun guys, ano na to, first day pa lang. First series ng group stage natin guys. Marami pang aabangan na games.
Team pick.
Yan, tinulit natin yung mga teams na maglalaban-laban. So, again, first series EG versus TNC Predator. Next series will be PSG.LGD versus BeastCoast. Third series, Vici versus Team Liquid. And the last series, Team Speed versus Team Nigma. Tune in lang kayo sa page guys. Lahat po yan ay i-cover namin. Right?
yes po. Abang-abang lang kayo.
Ayan. So, Bruno Mars na naman. Nako, kinuha agad ng EG. And apparition again. Kinuha agad ng EG dito.
Combo eh. Pero ang ganda talaga pag
10 seconds remaining.
Yung Mars.
5 seconds remaining.
Si Predator dito, Lion ulit. And this time is Tiny naman. Pwedeng si Gabi to or si Piling ko si Gabi to eh. Tiny ni Gabi. Tingnan natin. Ayan guys, yan. Welcome back. Yung mga di pa nag-share ng Steam dyan, share nyo na po guys. Hello sa inyo. Ayan. Nagbabalik na po kami.
Dire team ban.
Hello.
Together
Pag viewers, share niya yung stream.
Kami pa rin ko guys ang inyong caster, Jam Leonard and si Miss G. Ayan.
And I'm Kanashi G.
10 seconds remaining.
Tingnan natin yung port ban. Actually guys, sa mga po hindi nakakaalam, EG is, kung sakaling di man sila makapasok dito, di sila makapasok ng playoffs or di sila pinalad, wala nang problema kasi they are already secured sa TI slot. Ayan, so I think ang secured na is Secret. Ito I think VG Gaming also is also secured in IG. I think so. Hindi ako sure.
Radiant team ban.
No, and ayun, sa magka-champion ng tournament na to, they can receive $200,000. Then 500 DPC points. Second place 450 DPC.
10 seconds
third place,
remaining.
400. I think hanggang 8th place. Ang pinakababa is 200 DPC. Kung hindi ako nagkakamali, hanggang 8th place. Ayun. So 8th place. Not bad, 200 DPC. Ngayon, bawi TNC, sabi ni Boss Clever. Tingnan natin kung
Dire team
makakabawi.
ban.
Ngayon, nawala po si Miss G. Teka lang guys, mukhang nawala po si Miss G. Nawala po ang aking partner. Teka, sige. Teka lang guys. Nawala po si Miss G. Iniwan ako bigla sa ere. Hindi, joke lang. Teka guys ha.
Sorry, nawala ako.
Ayan.
Bawi TNC. Kaya yun, lad.
Ayan, yan. Pagkabalik si Miss G. Nawala ka bigla. Kala ko, iniwan mo
Oo,
na rin.
Nag-restart yung ano.
Kala ko, iniwan mo na rin ako eh.
Wait, pag ganyan kuya.
Ayan. Ayan. Okay guys!
Radiant team pick.
Sino kayang mag-beast ng pick nila dito? Pak! Pak niya ito. Pak ni Abed din to. Ay, sorry. TNC pala to. Pak ni ni Armel. Kaya ito isasagot dito ng EG.
Lion, Tiny Pak. Ang dami lang
Shadow Shaman.
Uy, Shaman.
Ano pa yun dito? Push type pa rin
Oo.
Gusto na tapusin yung...
Objective talaga
10 seconds remaining.
Bakit yan si RR mo pala yung dia? Dili ba?
5 seconds remaining.
Ayan guys. Ay, alas 8 na po ng umaga sa akin. Medyo dinadalaw na po ako ni Sleeping Beauty, ni Sandman. Hinihipan na ako ng buhangin.
Morning pala dyan sa inyo, kuya.
Dire team pick.
Good evening. Good morning. Di pa natutulog. Good evening naman dyan sa'yo.
Uy, naka-night stalker to.
Teka. Si Gabi. Ako nag-night stalker si Gabi kung yung nakakamali.
10 seconds remaining.
Alam ko nag-night stalker si Gabi. Tingnan natin.
Dire team ban.
DK ang sagot nila dito.
Uy, DK.
DK RTC. So, wala pa, ang kulang na nandito is...
Ano neto?
Ay. Pwede rin mag-DK si
Makukunat. Makukunat yung sa Evil Genius.
10 seconds remaining.
Pwede rin mag-DK siya sa Abed
5 seconds remaining.
Tingnan natin para kayo niya kung yan ba yung post 1 nila or post 2. So, we're still going for the second to the last and the last ban. Tingin mo sa TNC sinong
diba?
Sino yan? Dyan na. Tingin mo, anong kulang ng TNC dito? G. Wala na naman si G.
Nawala na ba ako?
Ewan ko, hindi mo na-reply yan eh.
Ay, sorry kuya.
Sa tingin mo, sinong kulang nila dito sa TNC? Anong lane kayo?
Siguro, kung magandang maganda tong last pick ng EG, siguro sila pa rin. Feeling ko lang.
Hindi, sa tingin mo, anong kulang nilang role dito sa TNC? Yung pang-limang pick nila?
Sa TNC?
10 seconds remaining.
Siguro, of course,
5
range
seconds
to.
remaining.
Kasi ano na sila eh, dalawa ng ano. Pero, hindi ko maano kuya. Basta range. Range, alam kong range.
Range.
Radiant
Kasi
team
alam,
ban.
sa TNC, yung alam ko kasi is Night Stalker. Si Gabi nag-Night Stalker nakikita ko.
Oo.
Tapos, to, Pak,
Dire team
Armel,
pick.
Tiny.
Tingin mo, sino sa kanila?
Radiant team pick.
Uy, Terrorblade.
Tama nga hinala ko, DK Avid. Ay ko na nga Pero tino ko tama yung hinala ko. DK Avid. Pili ko tama DK Avid na to. RTC Terror.
10 seconds remaining.
Isasagot dito ng TNC.
Oo.
Kasi pwede
5
bang
seconds remaining.
mag-post 3 yung Night Stalker kung sakasakali. Kailangan na sumagot sa Terrorblade.
Depende lang talaga to sa ano, sa Tiny, tsaka ano. Tsaka NS.
Inaantay po natin ng sagot ng TNC dito. Sorry guys. Pag nakikita nyo kasi hinihika, pagpasensya nyo na po dahil hindi na kinakaya ng aking powers.
Okay lang yun kuya, stay strong po.
Stay strong.
Marami kami nagsusuporta dito.
Ay, nako.
Ayan, 45 seconds na lang for their last pick.
Mga pinag-iisipan nila masyado dito yung last pick nila.
Kaya nga eh.
Ano yung pwedeng pang-counter kay Terrorblade?
Hindi ko alam. Wala akong alam sa ganun, kuya. Pero, grabe talaga to pag ano, pag pang late game tong Mars tsaka Mars, DK tsaka TB, di ba?
Pero pwede din silang pwede din mid game eh. Makakuha nila yung item nila. Pwede na silang rumekte. Spectre. So tama nga.
Uy, Spectre.
Nagano nga sila naging post 3 na si Night Stalker. So talagang talagang tinapatala. So late game versus late game to yung Spectre versus RTC. Ang tanong diyan sino yung makakapagbigay ng ng space sa kanilang mga core. Ang maganda dito ngayon sa TNC, hindi lang si Gabi ang magiging hindi lang magiging si Gabi yung damage dealer nila. Ultimo si Pac, actually lahat ultimo si Pac, si Night Stalker, si Tiny, and even Lion. Meron sila mga damage dealer versus damage actually. While sa side ng EG, actually lahat din. So it's only a matter of execution.
Kuya, sino ang dito?
Prediction ko dito in terms of lineup, EG pa rin ako. EG pa rin.
EG pa rin? Siyempre naman. 6-9 ka nila eh.
Ay, teka. Sorry guys.
Ang ganda ng mga
25 batch RTC. Grabe. Okay guys. And here we
Are you guys gonna play the game? Is victory.
Game 2. Pakilala tayo ng side ng pakilala mo ang side ng ng TNC.
Grabe naman yun.
Miss G.
Po?
Pakilala mo yung side pakilala mo ang side ng TNC.
TNC. Ayan, yung Lion, Lion ba yan? Hindi ko masyado kuya. Lion, si Boomy. Tapos si Teams naka-Tiny. Dito Lord, late game. Si Bok, TNC Bok, naka-Night Stalker. Tapos si Gabi, ayan na, Spectre. Saka si Armel, top mid.
On the other side, Ichi the Darn, RTC sa kanyang Terrorblade, Abed sa kanyang DK, Fly with its Sacred Apparition, Ice sa kanyang Bruno Mars again, and
grabe naman
yun sa kanyang Shadow Shaman. So let's do this guys. Wala na mangyayari patayan.
Nasa ba't magkukuha ng rin yung TNC?
Kasi Night Stalker is missing. Okay. Kala ko shot wheel niya doon. Sabi ko, ba't may shot wheel siya Night Stalker is missing?
In strength is victory.
Are you guys gonna play the game?
Grabe naman yun.
Dito ayan, nakita na, tingnan natin.
Viewers support ko sa kanya kami.
Yung mic mo, ma'am. Medyo nag-start bigla.
The battle begins.
I-static yung yung bosses mo. So, 2:2 pa rin, no? Ang distribution ng bounties nila dito. Grabe. Hello? Yung mo, mawawala po ang aking partner. Ganda ng body block, Masayaw. Okay, so Pac versus DJ sa middle, while on the top we have the Night Stalker and Tiny laban sa Terror Blade and AA, while on the bottom we have Spectre and Lion versus Bruno Mars and Shadow Shaman. Pinapakukulit dito ni Dragon Knight, no? Niyatangkin na lahat ng mga right click niya dito ni...
Hindi kayo palamid lang ko lang na...
Hello? Walang iyong mikropono, ma'am. Wala na lang po siya. Grabe na mamamati si DK, kahit siya yung midi dito. Medyo mababa yung damage na yung base damage dito ni Ang ganda ka niyo, no? Face shape coming in. While sa bottom, grabing haras naman ginagawa nila dito sa kanina yung fly. Umaabot na hanggang likod ng tore. Pero bababa siya dito.
Grabe naman yun.
Easy lang daw, sabi ni Amel. Easy. Ano kayo na-post kayang easy? Easy.
Hindi ko na mahirapan si Amel dito. Oo, tulad na diliging. Kaya grabe ito pag-game.
Naghahang ka, Miss G. Medyo hindi namin kayo naiintindihan. Kaya yung ating Discord. Medyo nahihirapan si Armel dito. Wala nang bago. Hindi na po nito ni Armel. Sa top, walang mangyayaring contest. Sa bottom naman, natamang farm down. Okay, so far lumalamang sa last hit si DK sa bottom, while si Pac, pero di mo sila nakakalayo. Isang lang. Frostbite naman yung kanilang last hits dito.
Tama naman po.
Gumanda na yung iyong microphone. Okay na. Welcome back.
Wala, itong ganda din ng TV dito.
Wala pang nangyayaring contest dito, guys. Mamaya po guys, again, after ng series na to, second game po.
Grabe naman yun.
Second game, hindi po kami magkakas pero tuloy-tuloy pong casting namin si Boss Clever.
Grabe naman yun.
Si Virtugo. Si Virtugo ang yung magiging caster and also with K3. Yan, makikilala nyo din yung bago na another namin, caster. Analyst.
Kilala ko yan si K-Bray.
Kilala mo ba? K-Bray ba? Sorry, K-Bray.
K-Bray.
Baby, tawag ko.
Magaling yun mag-Dota. Lodi yan.
Ayun, so we have our new analyst po sa aming game. Kasi ano lang ako, nag-acting analyst lang po ako mga kaibigan. So back to the ball game tayo. Again guys, ayan, samahan nyo kami.
Ay, nakanahan na si ano sa pag-farm.
Pero ano, nahihirapan dito si ano. Wala oh, parang yung electric ni hindi lang yung damage niya eh. Nagka-face shift lang dito siya eh, kada mag-dragon breath eh.
Walang mana si ano, si DK.
Dito naman sa top. Okay lang, nabibigyan ng space ito si ano, si RTC. Ang magandang gawin dito ng Night Stalker kapag every time na magdidilim, ano sila, at much as possible makapag-contest sila ng ano, may makuha silang ma-pick up sila ng hero. Kahit sino, kahit middle, kahit bottom, or kahit top. Masulit nila yung ano,
Nagpa-play safe talaga yung dalawang team. Wala pang ano, flash.
Alam mo ito, nakikita mo itong ginagawa niya ni Chris. Kasi nangyari sa akin to, habang ano, may ano yun. Keyword, ang tama, pero walang ano, walang follow-up damage. Ay, mabalik tayo sa kanina, yung ginagawa ni Crit, yung naglagay siya ng ward dito para lang makita yung nandito. Kasi, kapag dito ka naglagay ng ward, hindi aabot dito. Yung,
tama naman.
Kasi masyadong malayo yan, no? Ano dito, maliit lang square, pwede, pero dito, malayo. Kaya siya naglagay dito para sakap lahat. Ang gagawin na lang niya, i-deny na lang niya para may naubas pa rin na creeps. Dati, one time, pinagalitan ako. Bigay tanong ng kakampi ko. Ba't daw ang tanga ko daw mag-ward? Sinabihan ako na gano'n. No, any server sabi sa akin, are you stupid? Kaya nga sa akin. Sabi ko, I think you're the most stupid. I can deny the award, you know. You don't know how to ward. Just do my job and shut the fuck up.
Ayun na. Nakain si ano.
Yun, napakaganda toss. Ito sa dalawa, mamamatay siya dito kahit naka-dragon breath. Ay, naka-dragon breath pala. Pero nabuhay pa rin si Abed dito. Namatay pa nga po si Tips doon.
Grabe, buhay pa si ano.
Abed, namatay yan.
Dead pala.
Now, we're going Hex. Kasi walang follow-up damage dito. Wala pang follow-up damage. Ayun. Mamamatay dito si Crit.
Patay si Shaman.
Ang kulit ng ano. Patay na patay doon.
Oo.
Ayun, ang bilis naman ng follow-up dito.
Grabe.
Nice backup. Pagkabuhay.
Wala to. Early game, magandang laro sa early game yung TNC.
Bumabawi po ang ating TNC, mga Pinoy Brad, mga kapatid. Para sa bottom, ito tingnan natin, wala pang arena to wala pang level 6 kami dito, di siya makakatakas dito, pero dito na po si Teams, mamamatay pa si Exercise, Keyword, mamamatay pa siya dito. Makakatakas dito, inahabol po ito Teams, matutos ba? Wala pa siya. Hindi aabot yung toss niya, pero hinahabol pa yun dito. Nandito na po si Abed. Tamang toss sa dalawa. Wala. Cooldown yung toss ni Teams Hindi
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ang ganda-ganda ng early game ng TNC.
So far maganda pa yung nila. Tuloy-tuloy. Maganda ito, nabibigyan pa ng space dito si Night Stalker.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Wala pang level. Ano pa yung mga level ng mga to? Teka.
Run! Gusto pa lang level 8 si
Apat pa lang yung mga nag-level 6 and up. Ayan. Level 3 pa lang si Tiny, maganda dito si Tiny makapag-level. Pero okay lang naman actually, basta meron lang siyang toss saka avalanche, okay na eh. Tapos I think he's going for the dagger kung yung nagkakamali. Ay, wala pa siya.
Wala pa siyang
Wala na, Dragon Firm na stat, tatama yung ice.
Dead nga.
Ice Vortex.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
TNC Team, Tiny.
Namatay dito si Bumi. Namatay din siya. na, bumaitat po ang sitwasyon bigla. Tingnan
Dyer's
natin kung
may
makikisarmel dito. Nakita yung stun.
Kaso naka-arcane si ano.
Okay, dito mama yung skewer. Nice face shield.
Uy!
Foil,
Grabe
tatama sa
yung
dalawa. Pumasok na dito si Gabi. And Silence coming in for Mars. Mamatay pa dito si Mars.
Si Mars.
Kahit, wala pa hapon eh. Okay. Ayun, nakuha pa yung ano. Ako, kunin mo na. Hindi pa kinuha.
Radiant's bottom
Ay, may bote si ano eh.
May bote si pa. Well, si RTC dito ay nagpa-farm lang. Ayan, matatapos na yung gabi. Kailangan makapick up pa siya dito kahit isa. Eto, tingnan si RTC kung may pick up niya. Wala, mayroong ano.
Walang pwede si Pak eh.
Eto, nakita pala si ano dito.
Uy!
Si Fly, mamatay si Apparition dito.
Grabe, ang ganda ng early game ng TNC. Bumabawi.
And wala pa sa ano pa, wala pang finger to si ano. Si Lion. Nabibigyan dito ng ano si ano. Spectre. Yan, umaga na po, tumilawak na po yung manok mga kaibigan. Wala pong gabi at
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
8 minutes.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
1 minute pa.
Tayo niya ito, tayo. Yun nga, dagger nga yung susunod niya.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Ito mo, bumabasag na po yung tier 1 tower sa baba, pero
Radiant's
magkakaroon
bottom
natin ng
tower
ano,
is under attack.
sa
Radiant's
palitan.
bottom
Pero
Objective
tingnan
talaga lagi yung ano. Objective talaga lagi yung
EG.
Dyer's top tower is under
Walang
attack.
nagtitipi sa taas, so kung ipapamigay na lang ng ito. Ito, smoke coming in. Makikita ba nila? May makikita ba sila dito? Ayun, nag-smoke to smoke. Tingnan natin.
Ayun.
Nagkitaan sa tagpuan.
Kaso
pero walang
Ay,
damage.
nag-TV.
Grabe namang arena yun.
Wait. Grabe naman yun, Lord.
Para lang may ano.
Okay lang.
Para lang.
Pantakas niya, pantakas.
Pantakas lang. Pero sayang yun, ha?
Oo nga eh.
So, namatay doon si Shadow Shaman. So, magandang pinapakita ng TNC dito mga kapatid. Tingnan natin. Magtutuloy-tuloy ba? Hopefully not. Joke lang.
Grabe.
He's going for
Pag nanalo ba TNC dito, kuya, anong mangyayari?
1-1 lang sila. Like I said, best of 2 lang to, so 1-1 lang. So, ano sila dito? Scoring system sila dito. So, magiging draw lang. Draw. 0-1-0 magiging score nila. Both teams. Ito, tingnan natin. Makikita nila si Abby dito, kaso illusion lang to. Sabi nila. Hindi yung maganda din sa ano eh. Hindi yung maganda sa ano. Alam mo yung ano, yung kay Lion. Kapag may nakakatapat kang Phantom Dancer.
Radiant's middle tower is under
kukunin mo yung
attack.
skill train yung mana train.
Oo.
Ano yun?
Mawawala yung mga illusion niya.
Ayun, yung Agaring Shard. Ayan, mana train, Agaring Shard. Yung mga tipong pang Phantom Dancer, mga Lakamanta. Para malaman mo agad kung sino yung totoo. Sino totoong nagmamahal sa'yo. Ayan.
Grabe na talaga to.
Tingnan natin.
Papunta ng top yung dalawang support nila.
Sinasamahan lang yan kasi mag-work siya
Ay,
dito.
sipak pala to. Kala ko ano.
Makikita sila si Arm dito, si Apparition. Tingnan natin kung i-go nila. Okay. Orb. Sige na, i-go nila dito si Fly. Tingnan natin.
Kapatayin ang ata career. Hindi pala.
Wala pang dagger to eh. Kung may dagger na to si ano eh. So, mag-back lang dito si ano. Ito, smoke coming in. Tingnan natin. Mukhang babalik ka nila dito yung stop.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Nakada na si Spec dito. May dragon form na to. Tingnan natin. Ito na rin si ano. Si Shadow Shaman.
Illusion! Dyer's top tower is under
Pasasaya
attack.
na rin si Bruno Mars. Ito mo, igugo na natin si Spec. Ihati pa ito. Ito na, mukhang makikita si Spec dito.
Grabe to.
Ito na, tingnan natin. Nakita na sa observer board, kaso makatakas na si Gabi dito. Ganda. Napakabilis ang backup. Ito na po, ginamit na po yung arena. Silence, wala siyang katulong dito. Mamatay na dito si Bruno Mars. Ito na, Pinker.
Na-finger si Bruno Mars.
Napatay din si Apparition dito. Naku, mga magandang pinapakita ng TSC. Yari.
Kaya nga.
Yawa.
Ay, grabe na, kuya. Kubahan ka na po.
Abet nakita rin dito. Toss, avalanche. Pero makulat tayo si Tiki dito. Nakulong dito pero makakatakas pa rin. Naku, nakapag-magic wand pa. Magic stick.
Sayang.
Pero habol dito yung Dragon Breath. Coil, tatawa sa dalawa. Mamatay pa si Tiki dito. Silence, avalanche, mamatay siya dito. And Lion will be...
Uy, patay din Lion.
Guys, medyo nag-online na ng konti-unti siya dito, RTC. No, mag-expected pa, mag-farm lang sa baba. Kaya lang, mantay, going for mantay style.
Siyempre naman, pang babawi nga daw talaga sila eh.
Babawi talaga, no?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Ayan. So, tingnan natin. Ayan, tumahimik po yung mundo.
Dire's
pwede sila
bottom
mag-hunting
tower is
dito
under
ng
attack.
gabi ngayon.
Oo, kasi gabi. Ganda to para sa advantage to para sa Night Stalker.
Tingnan natin, yung mid. Babatayin nila dito yung mid. Ito na po, pumasok na po si Mars. Ayun! Nastan si Night Stalker, wala silang pakialam kahit gabi. Ayun.
GG. Uy, dead nga si Night Stalker.
Grabe na spear.
Oo, ang ganda. Ang ganda talaga niya mag-spear
Ito, meron silang smoke dito, coming in, pero wala pa sa dagat. May dagat pa si Tiny, makakapag-initiate siya dito, tingnan natin.
Oo, meron.
Sinong huli nila? Stan, Apollo Stan, napakaganda pero mabubuhay pa rin siya dito. Tingnan natin kung makakapag-ayun, nakapag-sander pa nga.
Ayun si, inuuna.
Hindi na na-burst si RTC.
Kaya nga.
Na-hits na siya pero walang follow-up damage. Siyempre, nakapag-sander pa siya doon. Nabuhay nga siya. And sayang yung smoke dagger, Sila dalawa pa yung namatay. Ayan, anak ko.
Ayun na, sayang.
Medyo unti-unti na po. Ayan, kakasabi ko lang ngayon na medyo unti-unti na po nag-online si RTC. Pero good side naman sa TNC, di pa naman sumasaya sa laban si Spectre. Tamang farm pa.
Oo, totoo.
Dapat tayo mabuong
pero
ultimate orb. 100 na lang.
Maganda tong Spectre pag sumasali sa Clash. Para sa TV ba,
Pero wala pa siyang damage
Oo, wala pa nga. Pero maganda to pag 2-0 for EG. Sabi ni Grey Gun.
Top tower is under
Wala pa, Lod. Maganda ng laro. Maganda tong laro to. Wala pa sa security namin.
Lamang pa naman TNC.
Oo, lamang pa TNT.
Ang ngayon ko yung nakita to, Witchblade. Causes your next attack to apply a poison for 3 seconds. Slowing by 25% and dealing 1 your intelligence as damage every second. This attack has true strike. Ang ngayon ko yung nakita to, Witchblade.
Oh, Witchblade.
Okay. Magkakaroon po ng pakpakan dito. Sama-sama po. Ito na nga po. Nag-smoke na po mga kaibigan. 3-man smoke. May makukuha pa sila dito. Tingnan natin.
Pero hindi nila nakita yung timing.
Ayun, makikita dito si
Dire's top tower.
Ayun.
Wala silang nakuha. Nakita dito si Dragon Form.
Ayun.
Stan.
Wait, dead sila yun.
Dami pagkatulak sa kanya tinulak kay DP tapos biglang Dragon Breath
Oo.
Balance toss na iba'y na toss niya dito pero walang pang-cancel lang dito si RTC. Nakatakas. Manta na po si Spectre is going for that diffuser next. Tapos si
Medyo mahirap to para sa TNC, sabi ni Glebert. Oo, Lod, kukunat ng mga hero sa EG eh. TV ba naman, tsaka DK, at tsaka Mars.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are
Pero hindi pa sumasali yung Spectre sa Clash eh.
Hindi pa sumasali.
Kasi wala pa
Dyer's
wala pa
top tower
damage.
is
Hindi pa
under
siya
attack.
makakapag-online.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Kailangan pa at least 25 minutes. Ayun, tinos. Kaso lang. Ayun, arena sa dalawa pero
ang ganda.
nakapag-dagger out yung doon. Pero ito na dito sa baba. Wala siyang mana dito. DK stun. Mamatay pa siya dito. Hex. Mamatay siya dito.
Pinag-stalker.
Radiant's bottom
Nakita mo
tower
ang system mo.
Talaga kay LTV.
Masakit dito. Nakadragon na sa pusaka. Naka-diffusal. So, ang bag. Biglang bumagal si na stalker eh.
Kaya nga eh.
Wala pa, tuloy-tuloy pa rin daw. Napakaganda skimmer, mamatay siya dito.
Uy! Naka-answer TP, GG Lord.
Okay. Mga pinapasap na po ng EG sa akin. Pinapasap lang namin kayo ng laban. Yung mo gusto kayo, sabi na
Binigyan lang eh, no? Para binigyan ng pag-asa, pinaasa lang pala.
Ay! Driver, pinaasa ka lang daw. De, joke lang. Ito, nakita mo din si Lion. Naku, napakamali napakamali. Dagger na pagkatabi, in-skewer siya bigla.
Oo.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Dagger in-skewer out. Tapos Spectre dito, di pa rin
Wala siya bigla sa mapa eh.
Hindi pa rin sumasahe si Spectre dito pero okay lang kasi wala talaga siya magagawa sa ngayon. Wala pa siyang enough
wala
damage.
Pa, manta pa lang item niya eh.
Once tayo dito, yan, is going for Yules. Item check tayo, 20-minute item check. So, Dagger na both up. Lion and Tiny, both Red with Dagger. And Night Stalker is going for BKB. While speaking of BKB, naka-BKB na si Terror Blade. And Gabi, ano pa lang siya, Manta, and then Armel, wala pa siya masyadong gamit dito, BOT lang. While sa side ng EG, Abed already have a dagger, and he's going for Aganix. Then Fly, wala, hindi ko alam kung bubuhay niya, Glimmer Kick pa lang, then Ice, Pipe of Inside. Wala pa siyang dagger dito. Hindi ko pala siya nag-dagger. Ayun, buo na po ang Aganix ni Abed dito, and Patroness naman po, parang kisado siya. Ayun, dagger na rin po si Pac dito.
Diffusal, tsaka ano na pala tong si...
Abed? Diffusal
Grabe talaga si RTV.
Ito. Namatay si Tiny. Ang bilis. Yan sinasabi ko yung kaya EG pa rin ako dahil ang dami nilang burst damage.
Tsaka, ang din nila eh. Damage na nga. Objectives pa.
Akin yung scepter ng Dragon Knight. Increases the level of Dragon Knight's ultimate. Adds a 4th level Black Dragon. Ito, nakita dito. Tingnan ko magko-contest ba? Kaso mamatay si Roshan dito. Nako, they're going in. Tingnan natin kung maaagaw.
Gago, talaga?
Ito, tingnan natin. Naagaw pa nga ni Gabi, mga kaibigan.
Like po ang Gabi.
Pero nakuha agad. Ayun.
Yung dalawa.
Bagsak ang dalawa. Mel, makakatakas pa. And si Spectre, nakuha niya dito. Napakagandang stats coming from Gabi. And magbabak na dito yung EG. Ayun na nga. Naagaw nga. Ito ni Gabi, napakagandang agaw naman nun.
Ang ganda nga nun.
Mga agaw.
Ganda ng niya.
Ganda na pagpasok niya eh. Pagka-hunt niya. Sakto-sakto yung namatay eh. Sakto-sakto namatay yung Roshan pagka-hunt niya eh.
Ang ganda nun.
Napaka-perfect timing coming in para kay Gabi. Which is napigil nila.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Aegis pa sa EG. So, reset dito ang EG, mga kapatid. But still, 3K gold advantage pa rin for the side of EG dito. 16-12 ang ating score. In favor of EG rin.
Nakabawi pa nga talaga.
Sumusok ang pusong Pinoy.
True. I agree. Ganyan talaga mga Pilipino eh.
Sumusuko. Eh, minsan kasi may mga bagay na kailangan mo ng subukan. Yung tipong, hindi na talaga, ikaw na lang lumalaban, di ba? Lalaban ka mama kung...
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Pag pusong Pinoy ka, atiba yan.
Atiba yan. Mahirap din kasi kapag ikaw na lang lumalaban sa atin. Anyway, nag-smoke dito ang ano. Hindi sila nag-smoke dito. Makita si Bang dito. Naku, hindi nahuli ng ano.
Hindi nahuli.
Nice, nice dagger out from Pac. Uuwi na lang siya dito. Yan ang tinatawag na fast hands coming from Armel, mga kapatid. Pabilisan na talaga ng kamay.
Ayaw talaga papahuli.
Ayun, natan dito si Pac. Nakita na mo, masistak. Ito, dragon, laban sa paru-paru.
Pero makakatakas ata. Uy, hindi.
Uy, sa dalawa. Nakapag-face on pa, hindi pa inabot ng Dragon Friend, pero anak ko streamer.
Nakoil pa nga.
Yan, coil out. Pagka-coil, sabay sabay dagger out eh.
Oo.
Ganda ng Black Dragon, no? Laki naman ng dragon. Pati yung pakpak ko, laki yun.
Ano yan? Yung sa Minecraft.
Minecraft? Narinig ko rin laro yun. Hindi ba nasusubukan? Ito.
Ala.
5-man.
Hindi, wala yung Uy, Spectre pala yan. For sure mag-SS na to.
Mag-hunt lang naman si Spectre eh. Tingnan natin kung mahuli siya dito. Maganda to kung mahuli si RTC. Nandito nga. Subabak lang dito si RTC. Wala sila mahuli dito. Pero pwede silang dito, pwede silang mag-push kasi walang Eto,
oo, pero nasa bot din yung 4. I mean, 3.
Sa magkami ang dulo po ng mapang both teams.
Ang wala talaga tong for sure EG pa rin to.
EG pa rin?
Oo. Kukunat na ng TV tsaka tsaka DK.
Gabing reach ng
Dire structures are fortified.
Pati sa baba.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Hindi pa sagad to eh.
Dire's
pero mapupush din ata sila sa bot.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Na
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
User lang kasi user na si Gabi dito. Is going for is going for Skadi, no? Skadi to no? To ultimate purpose.
Skadi.
Abit dito is going for Sanguinia. Siya malapit-lapit na to. And RTC. Naku, grabe naman. Ito na po,
butterfly na.
May gabi na ako nakikita. Ito na. Tuloy si Mars, di siya makakapag-anan dito.
Ayun, hindi.
Nakakapag-aina pa ba siya? Ayun, oil.
May oil dito. Ay, wala na silent.
Nag-metamorph na nga dito. Mamamatay po siya ng arena bago nakamatay. Ayun, nakita ko na. Pag naka-BKB, hindi ka makakatakas ka. Okay.
Saan na kuya? Nakakatakas ka pala talaga pag naka-BKB ka sa arena.
Ayun.
Grabe.
Si Gabi, medyo mabuhat na si Spectre Kapado. Napakasakit. Grabe pa.
Wala talaga. Grabe si RTZ.
Pinapatay ni Team si Night Stalker. Binato sa kanila yung ito sa inyo.
Kaya nga eh.
Ito pa sa inyo. Kunin nyo na. Ayun nyo. Sabi naman yun si
Binigay na lang.
Mamatay na yan. Maglang ako.
What have we here?
Score. Ito magandang point gawin na yan dito ng Lion. Aeon Disc. Mali siya mamatay, ma-burst agad.
Pero same lang yung nila, tower nila. Dalawa, spirito.
Ayaw nga, no?
Okay,
no? lumalaban pa po ang TNC mga kaibigan. Hindi naman nagkakalayo yung yung decade gold advantage lang naman, and also tatlo naman yung kalamangan ng kills ng EG dito. Ito, ahantingin
pero
si Gabi dito.
Close game to eh. Close game talaga to.
Tingnan natin kung makita ba nila yung katotohanan. Ayun, nakita! Ito, Dragon Form! Makikita ba? Hindi pa na-stand!
Grabe! Nice try.
Grabe naman yun. Crucial naman ng pagka-TP niya.
Are you guys gonna play the
Muntik
game?
ka na, no? Di ba? Nagtagalog, oh. Muntik ka na.
Muntik ka na.
Nagtagalog na po si Abed dito. May naman yan, eh. Grabe naman. Muntikan nga talaga siya to. Mag-smoke sila dito.
Oo
May smoke
nga.
ba? Ito may smoke na. Kabila pala yung may smoke.
Look out for
Ayan, na, papuntang top yung yung tatlo.
Ang laki na nga. Pansin mo yung net worth.
Oo. Grabe.
Ang laki ng kalamangan niya dito ni Ito sa baba. Tingnan natin. Makikita ba nila si Gabi dito? Wala siyang TP dito. Tingnan siya mga katakas dito. Nakapag-TP na siya. Pero tingnan kung makikita ba nila. Ito, tamang tago-tago lang. Wala. Hindi nakita. Well, dito. Smoke coming in. Nakita dito. Instant death agad si Kai. Instant death na rin si Creed. Nakapag-metamorphosis, BKB pop-up.
Pero nag-BKB si
ayun na!
TP.
Na-cooldown. Nawala yung niya. Nawala yung BKB niya.
Awit.
Nakawit. Napakaganda. 800 gold para kay Layo.
Nawala yung godlike. 10 times kill streak ni RTB.
Ayun. At dahil doon, meron ng pang-bill.
Dahil lang sa BKB.
Nawala agad yung BKB niya.
Oo.
Na may BKB niya. Kaya naman pala 6 seconds na lang pala. Gamit naman yung BKB.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Natin yung buyback status natin mga kaibigan. Apat na merong buyback.
Tower has fallen.
Tatlo na lang. Ito na may buyback dito.
Ay, dalawa na lang.
Nagsipagpilihan na si Lion. Nag-ano na ito kung airwin ang Newbies. Dahil sa nakuha niyang 800 gold kaya from RTC. Nakabili siya ng Newbies. BKB na dito sa next stalker.
Close game talaga no?
Close game. Puso Pinoy po ang mga TNC.
Hindi nag-give up eh.
Sana siya rin.
Ay, kuya.
RTC, SKD na po si dito, si Gabi. Is going for butterfly, maganda to. Pag nabuo niya to.
Oo, ganda ng laban talaga, Celtran.
Kung ano to,
tingnan mo lang sino, TNC ka diba?
TNC yata si si Celtran, diba?
Celtran, oo.
Maganda to, mabuo bigyan na ng space dito si Gabi, mabuo lang niya yung butterfly. Ano na to, pwede na lumaban. Dragon Knight, Sangking Yasha. He is going for Assault Kuras. Nako. Post ko sa tarik naman dito kung makikita yun.
Ayun.
Kaso wala
siya. Uy, nasaan pa nga.
Tawang TP yun. Hindi
po sa 7 viewers namin.
Hindi
lang kayo dyan.
Hindi Jagger si Mars.
Oo nga, no?
Eto, nainapit na dito. Ayos mo na sa tama.
Wala to. That's the next offer.
Eto, tingin natin. Tingin natin. Eto. Next Roshan. Eto, alam ko pangalawang Roshan pala to. Pero may aga rin shirt na. Kaya ko nalaman. Okay, so sa second Roshan, mayroon na tayong Aegis, may cheese, saka aga rin shirt.
Aga shirt.
Ayun na, alam nilang nag-Roshan sila. So,
nag-buyback na si NS. May ulti ata to.
Wala silang nakuha dito sa arena. Kumamatay dito si Fly sa Secret. At mumamatay tayo back dito si pag hinabol. Ayun, hinabol. Dahil back dito si Stalker sa likod naman. Boy sa dalawa na tama dito. Wala na pong BKB to. Skewer para kay Lion. Mamamatay siya dito. And stun. Tama. Kayla buyback. Kami.
Pinagtan din si
From Lion mukhang
Grabe.
Wala.
Pero okay lang. Dalawa na matay. Pero nag-buyback si
lang yan eh. Dalawang support lang yan. Tapos nag-dieback si... Dieback ito si Nice Talker and si ito. Ayaw na ipamigay. Ang Roshan nag-buyback na rin po dyan si Kyle. Tingnan natin. Abed wala na pong mana. Ito puwasok na po si Teams. Nakabalan si Toss kay Mars. Napakagad ng burst damage na they're going TD. Double damage. Buyback kami from Mars. Tingnan natin. Mayroon siyang arena dito in 10 seconds. Pero Abed, wala siyang metaphor dito. Wala siyang metaphor.
Wala daw. Kanila. Grabe talaga grabe talaga yung TNC. Ayaw ibibigay yung Roshan eh.
Sino kumuha ng cheese? Si kinuha lahat. Grabe naman to. Napaka-greedy naman ni Gabi. Kinuha lahat. Daling shard.
Kinuha lahat.
Sabi ni Roshan, kunin mo na ang lahat sa akin.
Asim daw ng TNC, sabi ni Ridge Castle. Asim nga, Lod. Pusong Pinoy.
Ayan, tingnan natin. Teka, anong bubuhay niya dito? Ito, BKB si Shadow Shaman.
BKB?
Item check. 35 minutes. So, ANT's dagger na ito. Kay Lion. While kay Tayo naman. Yun, mayroon siya dito. 4 staff and dagger. And also, Ghost Scepter. Nice Talker dagger din. BKB. Gabi. Medyo marami ng medyo gumaganda ng item ni Gabi. Skadi, Manta, Basya. I think he's going for the butterfly ngayon. Susunod niya yung butterfly. Wala na yung
For sure.
Kaya yung sangye sa kay Armel.
Dyer's bottom tower
naman ako
is
sa
under
Tanik
attack.
nabuo na mga kaibigan. Napakasakit sa Tanik,
Dyer's
butterfly.
structures are fortified.
Grabe ba naman kasi yung network niya?
Oo. Kasi, marami niya napapatay eh.
Oo. Kaso mahihirapan din talaga tong AD dito.
Pero din ba? Kasi makulat na rin si Gabi. Tinan mo, ayan, 29
Dyer's bottom
defense.
tower is under attack.
Tinan mo yung buhay, 3-5.
Plus 100 din yung agility niya.
Ayun.
Dyer's bottom tower is under
He's
attack.
going for Dados. Sino mga papalitan niya dito?
Nahabol nga.
Sapatos. Ito, naghahabol na po mga kapatid. Skewer Kipumi.
Inuuna si Tiny.
Namatay po dito si Pumi. Avalanche, Nos. Wala siyang katulong dito. Mamatay lang siya dito.
Yung dalawa.
At walang buyback po ang dalawa. Pwede silang sumugod dito. Ito, tier 1 pa lang
Radiant structures are fortified.
Pero nagpupush yung sa mid.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yata dito habang nakameta po pa dito si RTC.
For sure magpupush talaga to.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Ito.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Top and photo.
Dire structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Ayaw talaga ibigay yung mga
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Wala nag-TV, mukhang dire-diretso to. Tingnan natin. Dito.
Alam na nila na mahihirapan sila eh.
Makakatok na po, foil. Wala na sa mga foil, walang ginawa sa skewer. At skewer lang, habang sa likod, na-X dito si Arena, para kay Gabi, meron siyang dito 80 sa kachis. Nagamit na pa rin sis dito. Ngayon, napamatibay ko si Green. Kaya sa bago,
grabe si
Armel, ayan, 80 pop up, mamatibay ko si Ice. Tatlo, once naman, wala po dito, wala nang
pero patay itong dalawa, for sure.
Wala nang meta for dito si RTC. Kaya si Gabi, 1-1 RTC versus na Gabi. Ayun, nakapag-sander pa nga po.
Uy, nag-sander pa nga.
Ayun, na-finger, pero ingat ng damage. Wala na pong sander dito. And now, they're going for RTC. Nabuhay mo si RTC dito, mga kaibigan. Namatay tayo back dito si Nice Stalker. And on the back, namatay na rin si RTC sa bukas. And now, they're going for Abid. Napaka-cool dito. Mag-isa na lang siya dito. Wala na pong mana to. Mamatay na lang to.
Wala, patay si Abid.
Napakagandang laban ang pinakita ng TNC dito.
Grabe.
Ganda. Lumalaban po ang TNC, mga kaibigan. Team wipe actually, Team wipe pa lang Team wipe pa lang Ichi. Team wipe pa lang.
Sabi nilang Kataga Walton, sana daw may ibibigay ka daw, Idol Jam.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Nabulol na ako kanina. Ito na, they're going for tier 2 tower sa middle. Wala silang dito.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Abisal.
May buyback si PB.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
30 seconds na lang din naman pero tingnan natin. Pwede nga gawin yung TNC dito, direkta na. Direkta tier 4 para i-force buyback yung TV.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
They're going to
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Sa kanya na, ipag-force kay-epic na kanya. Ipag-force buyback nila to
Nagrara?
Barracks have fallen. Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks have fallen.
9k gold advantage na po.
Thanks guys.
TNC dahil sa clash na yun. Napakagandang depensa ginawa ng kaso ang kapalit lang, wala na sila dito ng rocks. Wala na sila rocks. Yan si Bak is going for the is going for level 5 dragon. Anong level naman ang dragon niya? Ano yung dragon niya?
Sa baba.
Ano yung dragon niya? Anyway. Sa chicken. Wala pong buyback lahat ng mga dito guys.
Ayan na, nabili na siya na dragon niya.
Nabili na. Saan na? Dragon tree
ayun
pala.
sa
Eto, tingnan natin. Mag-smoke sila dito. Wala pa. Ayun, may sagot agad si Terrorblade ng MTV siya dito. Grabe naman. Sakit na lang yung Terrorblade. Okay, wala sa dagger dito. Hindi siya nag-dagger dito si Mars.
Oo nga, ano pa palang niya? Ganun pa rin item niya.
Yan, hindi naman yung habol ni Gabi sa network. Grabe, dahil sa clash na yun.
Oo nga, grabe. Yung
dahil sa clash
niya.
na yun. And also, yan, smoke coming in. Tingnan natin kung sino mahuhuli dito.
Kakakilig na, Lod. Nakakakilig talaga. Ang ganda ng laban
Ito, nakita na dito si
Uy!
Yun, first down na kasi ISS now. They're going for a crit. Mamamatay siya dito. Tayo sa dalawa, Coil sa dalawa. Atama. Pero si Abed, hindi nakapag-PKB dito. Nakadagler.
Uy, patay si
They're going for this. Mamamatay siya dito.
Patay si Tiny.
Ito, inahabol dito. Napakasakit ang Metamorph. Silence itong Abed. Ayun, nakapag-cheese pa nga si nakapag-Metamorph pa.
Nice one.
Teka.
Uy, grabe. Matatalo pa nga.
Nice save coming in
Oh
from
my God.
Napakagandang save ang ginawa ni RTC. Nakita mo yung ginawa ni Terrorblade?
Oo.
Sinunderan niya.
Ang ganda.
Sinunderan niya si
DK.
Abed.
Oo. Ang galing.
Nice save coming from RTC, mga kaibigan. Tuberculosis is real.
Tuberculosis is real.
Top team skills. Yan ang 9k MMR guys. Ang dalawang 9k MMR, 10k MMR. Napakaganda naman nun.
Napakagrabe talaga yung laban.
Nice
ang ganda.
Nice save. Nilalay fire si Stein yun Tingnan natin kung this time around Papabol na ba sa EG ang Roshan? Natin?
Top team skills. Siyempre naman, Lord. Kita mo naman yung ano niya, diba? High IQ gaming talaga. Kasi may satanic din si may satanic din si Terrorblade. Kaya siguro na ano niya yung standard niya si DK.
Wala po ito sa mga dito dahil patay si Slater.
Wala, sa kanila na yung AG.
Binigay na ayun yung ayun yung binigay yung Aganims.
What a bounty!
Aganims yun Hindi, DK may Aganims na talaga siya. Ayun yung Aganims chart ko
Ayun, sa Shadow Shaman.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Ay, Scepter ba?
Ay, ito, okay, Terrorblade. Causes a wave of trap to travel outwards in all directions, forcing enemy heroes to become feared about Nigma.
Dalawang clash talo.
Parang ano,
Dyer's bottom tower is
parang
under
ano tawag
attack.
dito? Ano tawag dito yung nagpaano? Shoot, Dragon Lance. Ano sa Dragon Lance? Hurricane Pike. Ayun o.
Oo, Hurricane.
Parang Hurricane Pike para yung ano. Tingnan natin.
Ay, hindi pa tapos mga laban. Ay, yung laban mga lord. Relax lang kayo. Baka baka mag-drop pa to.
Ito, kung makakatuktak po sa Tier 3 middle tower ang EG.
Grabe, ang
Tinatangkin na lang po niya dito at tumataktak po siya dito. Face shift.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Ayun, pwede siyang twinkle, pero wala silang pati sa ginawa para sa tower. Now they're going in. Tapos, arena. Si Teams.
Pero patay to.
Na-back out si Teams dito mga kapatid, pero yan, nakapag-out pa nga siya dito, forced knock out. Pero, ayan.
Nice.
Pero walang pumapansin sa meta po. Atake ni yan dito.
Radiant's middle barracks have
Tamang
fallen.
atake lang siya. Nagsakta na yung Terrorblade. Sabi naman si Terrorblade is going for repression orb. Para sa Sander.
Yung item ni Gabi. Kuya Jam.
Item daw ni Gabi. Okay. Ito mga kapatid.
Ayun, nakaskadi na. Butterfly, Manta, get you like
Check
a
tayo,
bastard.
46 minutes in the ball game. So, ayan. I think he's going for, ayan, Abyssal. Pwede siya bumili dito eh. Cheese na kay Abed, Nullifier, and yan. Ayun, kumali na dito. Nakita si Nice Talker dito.
Uy, wala, dag si Nice Talker.
Nagmaasim si Nice Talker, mag-isa lang siya doon.
Pero tingnan mo yung niya kuya. Si RTV, tingnan mo yung net worth niya.
I see for you.
Naku! Makat na naman ng
Grabe.
bahagya.
39.
Ayun na, close na yung close na eh.
Oo, close na. Spectre sa Terrorblade. Ngayon, nasa pangatlo na yung
Grabe. So, 30-29 in favor of EG and 2k gold advantage lang. So, hindi nalulugi pa rin ng hindi pa rin nalulugi ang TNC dito guys. Which means kaya pa nila lumaban dito. Hindi pa naman sila lulugi. Pero,
ang ganda talaga ng laro.
Pero kung wala silang pangsagot kay Terrorblade, nahihirapan sila.
Terror.
10 seconds lalabas sa Pimenta mo kung season ito makakatumpak mo. Avalanche, stun, wala. Binigay na lahat ng toss sa likod. Pero BKB pop-up. Arena, tumanok yan Ice Blast, natama sa isa, mamatay si Tips dito. Susunod yung si Bumi.
Ayun, nag-buyback ng timing.
Wala, di pa rin. Big boy. Hindi na damage ng kanyang Sander. Napakagat yung Sander. To save crit. Yun ang satanic pop-up. Ang sakit.
Wala pa rin, hindi na mamatay yung TV.
Walang buyback dito. Walang buyback ang TNC ng mga kaibigan at makakatakas pa dito si Nice Talker. Ay, namatay pa rin siya triple kill. Buyback. Buyback na po mga kaibigan. Nagkabay si Spectre sa likod naman. Hinahabol si Spa. Ayun, nakapag-facing pa dito pero makukuha dito. Ayun. Rampage!
Ayun, Rampage! stage. Ang galing talaga. Grabe.
Wala silang support pa.
Good game, Lodi Cake.
And GG was cool, mga kaibigan. This is it. Walang buyback.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Buyback
attack.
ko buyback dito. Ito, nag-buyback na. Sabi ko lang, back and buyback. Ito, Spectre, wala siyang hand dito. Pwede natin.
Nalotos.
Nice save coming in. Wala silang first damage dito. Ito, papasok na po. Mayroon siyang ayun dito. Pero wala siyang dagat dito para magpapagano yung sinishake.
Wala ka, grabe. Ang kate ng TV.
Pinagsak na po yung mga asawa sa likod. Napakagandang arena. Tatama, dive back mo dito. Dive back na po lahat. GG was cool.
Radiant's Ancients is under attack.
GG. Napakaganda ng laro.
Victory.
Ganda ng laro.
EG will take 2-0 score against TNC Predator. Ayun, ano
Ang
masasabi
saya mo naman na, Kuya Jam.
Eh, syempre.
Panalo yung team mo.
Matik na yan. EG yan eh. Anyway.
EG yan eh.
Ano masasabi mo sa laban?
Nice game.
Ano masasabi mo sa laban, Miss G?
Nice game. Ang ganda ng game. Oo.
Ano sa tingin mo,
yung pinaka-highlight talaga doon. Yung pinaka-highlight talaga doon yung Thunder ni Terrorblade kay Dragon Knight.
Saka na naman mo nag-pressure orb si nag-pressure orb si RTC para lang makapag-save siya ng mga kakompare. So nakita mo ultimo si Shadow Shaman sinander niya para lang maligtas niya. Tignan mo, hindi naman tayo si RTC dito, 0 deaths.
Kaya nga.
Wala silang sagot kay Terrorblade talaga. So para sa akin ang MVP talaga si RTC. Para sa akin.
RTC. Siyempre. Si Gabi, ang tagal ng ano niya eh. Nahihirapan siya kasi sa lane niya sa early game.
Pero sayang nga, at least mas close fight siya kumpara nung first game. Lumalaban yung TNC.
Oo. Wala yung TNC sa first game eh.
Anyway guys, up next is gonna be PSG.LGD versus BeastCoast. Iba po magiging caster nyo guys, so ayan, so thank you very much sa mga nanood. Wag po kayong aalis, we'll be right back para sa more coverage, no? Okay, again, this is Jam Leonhardt together with Kanashi. Ayan, thank you for having us here. Ayan, and
thank you po, salamat po. Sa susunod po, kita-kita tayo dito ulit.
Ayan. Sayang di na si Idol Jam kasi guys, kailangan ko na po matulog. 9 AM na po. Hindi po natutulog. So yeah, so I have to sleep guys. Don't worry guys, ang mga susunod na caster is mga legit analyst at legit na caster. yung hindi nabubulol. Kayo mag-alala. So, have a good night guys and good morning sa akin. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night po sa inyo. Salamat po.